Chapter 266. After looking at his own information, Linley did not become arrogant because of this. Instead, Linley's nerves became even more tense. If he knew that he only had 300 years now, if he could not cultivate to a certain level and bring out the Pai Xiao in 300 years, then the system would directly erase him. At the thought of this, Lin Ray was not in the mood to waste time here. At this moment, Lin Ray was confident that he could leave this place as soon as possible and go to a higher plane to improve his cultivation. Okay, I know. I'm not here to look at the information. Hurry up and give me the reward I got for advancing to a formation master. Going straight to the point, Linley didn't try to beat around the bush. Instead, he went straight to the point and stated his purpose for coming here. Ding dong, okay. Host, please don't panic. What should be given to you will naturally be given to you. You won't be short of anything. Hearing the system's words, Lin Ray pursed his lips and asked the obvious. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for advancing to a formation master. The reward is 4 immortal weapon formation flags. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for advancing to a yellow level formation master. The reward is black-yellow pill, peak of the heaven level. It can stabilize a cultivator's realm. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for advancing to a black level formation master. The reward is Luo Long formation map, heaven level formation map. It can trap a cultivator in the celestial immortal realm. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for advancing to an earth level formation master. The reward is dazzling light sword, middle immortal weapon. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for advancing to an earth level formation master. The reward is level 3 of the Chaos Sutra. What? The level 3 of the Cultivation Sutra came out just like that? At this moment, when he heard the last reward, Lin Ray was completely dumbfounded. When he had broken through to the Mahayana realm, Lin Ray had begun to worry about how to obtain the level 3 of the Cultivation Sutra. He did not expect that after advancing to a heaven-level formation master, the reward was the level 3 of the Chaos Sutra that he had always dreamed of. Even if Lin Ray's tolerance was strong, he could not help but encounter such a thing. Io, look at that silly look on your face. Isn't it just the 3rd level? What's there to be happy about? Why? Are you happy now that you can immediately cultivate the 3rd layer of the cultivation technique? A person that Lin Ray didn't want to appear at this moment had appeared, and had even heard the words that he didn't want to hear. I say, Xiaolong can't you just not come out and cause trouble for once? You can't always be like this. It's something to be happy about. In the end, you suddenly came out and poured a bucket of cold water on me. You're really hurting my mood. At this moment, Lin Ray felt very helpless. This was not the first time something like this had happened. Ever since he obtained the system, the little dragon had been pouring cold water on him. This lasted for more than 10 years. In these 10 years, Lin Ray had been suffering and did not dare to speak. That. Right now, Xiaolong, who was hovering in the air above Linley, was embarrassed upon hearing Linley's words. He stammered, unable to say anything. Forget it, it seems that you can't change this bad habit of yours. But I still want to say, can you do it just once? Just once, don't be like this and make me happy. After finishing his words, Lin Ray did not continue to argue with the little dragon about this matter. Instead, he began to admire the treasures and elixirs that he had just obtained. Damn, you don't say. These 4 formation flags are really something. I was thinking that when I reached the cultivation world, would find a weapon refiner to refine some for me. I didn't expect the system to send me such good things. It really can be said that my wishes come true. At this moment, Lin Ray's 4 formation flags were engraved with runes that he couldn't understand. However, he could feel the spiritual power seeping out from the 4 formation flags. For a moment, Lin Ray didn't want to send it over. It seemed that he wanted to carry it with him all the time. Look at you. Isn't it just a few flags? It's not like there won't be such things in the future. You care so much about this lousy stuff. It seems that I'll just give you some random lousy stuff in the future to satisfy you. When the little dragon in the sky saw Linley's reluctant expression, it couldn't help but reveal a disdainful look in its eyes as it spoke to Linley disdainfully. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray was instantly unwilling. What did he mean by, just give me some random lousy stuff in the future? What was he talking about? Hey, little dragon. Are you asking for a beating? What do you mean by, just give me some lousy stuff? Let me tell you. Now is now, and the future is the future. If you dare to give me the lousy stuff you're talking about in the future, be careful that I'll fall out with you. After saying that, Lin Ray turned his head and continued to look at other things, especially when he saw the dazzling light sword. Although Lin Ray liked it very much, it was still far from the Emu 10,000 art sword. Moreover, Lin Ray could also feel that the hardness of the two materials was on a completely different level. Therefore, even if he had to give a dozen dazzling light swords, Lin Ray wouldn't exchange the Emu 10,000 art sword for the Emu 10,000 art sword. It just so happens that I promised to give him a sword. With the dazzling light sword, I believe that a middle-grade immortal weapon should be able to enter Enr's eyes. When he saw the dazzling light sword, Lin Ray thought of the promise he made to his son when he killed Long Badian. Therefore, Lin Ray made up his mind that this middle-grade immortal weapon already belonged to his son, Jin En. Of course. If the experts in the immortal realm and the cultivation world heard Lin Ray's idea, they would be so angry that they would vomit blood. A middle-grade immortal weapon. Even in the immortal realm, this was a rare sight, let alone in the cultivation realm. But now, Linley was casually giving it away. Most likely, if they were to hear this, a bloodbath would break out. I believe will like it. After saying that, Lin Ray took the dazzling light swords. He had no intention of putting them back into the storage basket. Well, little dragon, I've been in seclusion here for 8 years. Since I'll be leaving soon, I can use this time to arrange things here. During this time, you can't be idle. Try to use your skills to find an excellent place to set up the 9 spirits transfer formation on planet Water Blue. Okay. When the little dragon heard Lin Ray's words, he nodded without hesitation. At the same time, he said to Lin Ray with an excited smile on his face. We're finally leaving this place. I've been living a peaceful life here for almost 10 years. My fighting spirit is almost worn out. If I don't experience a life and death battle, I'll be useless. Yes, that's right. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray agreed, because what he said was what Lin Ray wanted to say. In the past 10 years, Lin Ray's martial emperor divine spear had been silent for a long time. Even the 5 ancestors did not let it fight to the fullest extent. Soon, we're leaving. When the time comes, we'll have to live a life where there's no tomorrow. But I'll miss those days. It was better to say that he missed them. After all, Lin Ray could no longer return to the boy who had no cultivation and dared not complain when bullied by others. After living in Tianxian, Lin Ray was no longer the same person he used to be. Well, I won't talk to you anymore. We haven't seen each other for 8 years. I don't know how Enr's cultivation is now, and I don't know what she looks like. I don't know how Ling is doing either. At the thought of this, Lin Ray could not help but feel excited. In the past 8 years, Lin Ray also thought of his wife and child, but because of his closed-door training, Lin Ray could not go out to meet them. Well, you go. During this time, I'll help you explore the best place to set up the 9 spirits transfer array. After the two finished discussing, Lin Ray did not stay in the system for another moment. Every minute and second, Lin Ray could not wait to see his wife and child. With a thought, Lin Ray was still in the system space a moment ago, and the next moment, Lin Ray was already in the room where he had left. Looking at those familiar things that had once been there, but were still placed in the far corner of the room. Looking at this familiar place, this familiar room, Linley couldn't help but reveal a smile on his face, and his eyes began to moisten. Phew. Ling, I'm back. How have you been? After calming down, Lin Ray slowly opened the door and walked out. Before he left, Lin Ray felt the tears in his eyes. Lin Ray quickly wiped them away. He did not want his son to see him in such a sorry state. Out of the door, he came to the railing next to the stairs and looked down. At this moment, there was no one in the hall. Seeing this scene, Lin Ray was puzzled. He instinctively wanted to release his divine sense. At this moment, a familiar voice came into Lin Ray's ears. Stop cultivating. You say, why are you like your dead father? Once you start cultivating, there's no end to it. Look, 8 years have passed, and he has been in closed-door training until now. I really don't know what he is thinking. You see, when he comes out, he will be in trouble. Oh, mother. You can't blame father. He did this because he wanted to cultivate to a higher level to protect us. You can't blame father. He did the right thing. Moreover, I also want to learn from father to improve my cultivation to the best and protect the people I want to protect. I don't want those people to hurt you and father. Lin Ray, who had been standing on the second floor, was stunned when he heard the conversation between his son and his wife. Then, the tears in his eyes couldn't help but burst out uncontrollably. However, Lin Ray still had some lingering fear in his heart. After hearing his wife's words, Lin Ray's spine was still covered in cold sweat. Chapter 267. After a moment of silence, Linley sorted out his emotions. Then, he quietly walked down from the second floor. Without making a sound, he went directly behind Jean Ling, who was cooking in the kitchen. With one move, Linley hugged Jean Ling's willow waist from behind. When Jean Ling, who was cooking, felt something strange, her instinctive reaction was to stand up and kick Linley's crotch, directly kicking at Linley's penis. F***CK. F***CK. Fortunately, Linley's reaction was fast. After seeing his wife's intentions, he hurriedly dodged. Otherwise, right now, Linley would be lying on the ground, a eunuch. Hearing a familiar voice, Jean Ling turned around and saw her husband hugging her. She hadn't seen him for many years. Instantly, Jean Ling recalled what she had done to him and felt a lingering fear. Phew. I say, Ling, I know I haven't been out all these years, but you don't have to treat me like this. When he thought of his wife's face with spiritual energy, Linley couldn't help but break out in a cold sweat. Hee. This. At this moment, when Jean Ling heard her husband's words, she was flustered and didn't know what to say. This was because Jean Ling knew that if that kick had hit, it was conceivable that Linley would have died here today. Hee, okay. Looking at his wife's panicked look, Lin Ray's gloomy mood disappeared in a flash. In the blink of an eye, he smiled and comforted his wife. It's okay. If I were to be kicked by you, how am I going to survive in the future? I'm at the peak of the Mahayana stage. Lin Ray knew that Jean Ling would definitely feel guilty after what happened just now. That was why Lin Ray quickly changed the topic to the food. To be honest, it's really okay. But you know, I've been in seclusion for 8 years. During these 8 years, I missed your cooking very much. Besides, it's time to eat. Don't think about anything now. Hurry up and cook. As he spoke, Linley came to Jean Ling's side and hugged her by the waist. He gently patted Jean Ling's back to make her relax. Okay, I got it. At this moment, Jean Ling was no longer as panicked as before. She quickly turned around and began to cook Chinese food. Lin Ray kept hugging Jean Ling from behind. After a long time, the food was ready. Lin Ray also let go under Jean Ling's threat. Hubby, go outside and call in for dinner. You don't know, is now the school hunk in their class. There are a lot of little beauties around him. Seeing that her husband was reluctant to let go of her, Jean Ling covered her mouth and smiled. Then, she told her husband about Jean An's situation in the past few years. Oh. Is that so? After hearing his son's information, Lin Ray was in disbelief. According to the age, his son was only 14 years old this year. Thinking back to when he was 14 years old, he was still in the Sentian mountain range, fighting for survival. He didn't expect his son to live so comfortably. That's right. You don't know, but now the girls in their class want to come to our house to do it. Jean An raised his head and looked at his husband's disbelieving expression. For a moment, he quickly explained to him. Okay. However, I want to see who is stronger between him and me back then. With that, Lin Ray moved and walked out of the door. However, before he reached the door, he heard a burst of shouting. I didn't expect this kid to be so diligent. However, I want to see how much you've improved in the past few years. When he reached the door, Lin Ray didn't brazenly go forward to check. When Lin Ray saw his son practicing under the sun, Lin Ray didn't think much of it. He immediately suppressed his cultivation to the middle stage of the foundation establishment stage and rushed toward Jean An, who was practicing. Immediately, he used the stellar finger. After being restrained by Lin Ray, the stellar finger, which had been cultivated to the peak, was forcefully suppressed by Lin Ray to the proficient level. Take this. How dare you break into the Lin family's villa, you really don't want your life. Jean An, who was in the middle of practicing, suddenly felt danger. He turned around and executed the same martial technique as Linley, the astral finger. Both of them were very fast. In an instant, the two of them were entangled in a fight. With a pang sound, the two of them both retreated a few steps back at the same time. The distance between them was pulled apart at this time. The Dark Tribe members who had been guarding the villa all this time came out when they sensed the fight. More than 100 people all appeared in the villa at this moment. Furthermore, the aura on each of their bodies was released at this moment. However, when they saw that the person fighting was Lin Ray, who had been in seclusion for 8 years, everyone was first stunned. Then, they all knelt on the ground and kowtowed to Lin Ray. Greetings to the sect leader. We didn't know that the sect leader was sparring with the young sect leader, so we came to disturb you. Please punish us, sect leader. A voice that shook the clouds was heard. Lin Ray, who hadn't heard this voice for 8 years, laughed at this moment. Lin Ray laughed very happily. Ha ha ha. Good. You've all done well. You've worked hard these past few years. Hurry up and get up. Looking at them, Lin Ray's eyes revealed a look of confusion. Then, he hurriedly asked the Dark Tribe members who were kneeling on the ground to stand up. All these years, you've all done a great job guarding the villa. However, rewarding you at this time doesn't suit the situation. After a few days, when everything is done, I'll bring you to a higher plane to cultivate. When we reach the higher plane and settle down, I'll make up for today's reward. What do you think? Thank you, sect leader. We're willing. At this moment, all the Dark Tribe members had excited smiles on their faces. It wasn't because of the reward that Lin Ray mentioned. It was because they heard Lin Ray say that they would be able to leave this place in a few days. Father, is it really you? Just when everyone was excited about leaving, a tender and excited voice came from the crowd. Not long after, Jean An's figure appeared in front of Lin Ray's eyes. Yes, not bad. I'm back. My son, your father is back. Perhaps because of his excitement, Lin Ray didn't care about the eyes of the Dark Tribe members around him. Instead, he rushed directly to Jean An and picked him up. Then, he kissed him on the face. Oh, father, why are you like this? At this moment, Jean An, who was in Lin Ray's arms, felt his father's saliva on his face. He reluctantly tried to break away from Lin Ray's arms. However, would Lin Ray let him go far? What's wrong? How old are you? You're starting to dislike your father? Ah. Hearing this, Jin-en gave up resisting. He began to allow his father to ravage him. Not long later, Linley had finally had enough of the intimacy, and so he released Jin-en. Not bad, not bad. I haven't seen you for 8 years. My son broke through from the chi refining stage to the late stage of the foundation establishment stage with your own efforts. Not bad. You really didn't let me down. When he was sparring with his son, Lin Rei could feel his son's strength and cultivation. Lin Rei was happy because of this. When he was 14 years old, he was just an ant who hadn't even reached the chi refining stage. Oh right, you guys can leave now. Rest well for the next few years. I'll take you guys out of here in a few days. Looking at the 100 Dark Tribe members around him, Lin Rei hurriedly dispersed them. After all, they were still on planet Aqua Blue. Yes, we'll obey the sect leader's orders. Hearing Lin Rei's order, the 100 Dark Tribe members responded to Lin Rei and dispersed. At this moment, the courtyard of the Lin family's villa was restored to its usual calm. Come, let's go in. Your mother has already prepared the meal. If we don't go in, your mother will flip out. Seeing that everyone had dispersed, Lin Rei hurriedly pulled Jin-en and walked into the villa. Why did you two just come in? As soon as they arrived at the living room, they saw Jean Ling walking out of the kitchen with a plate of food. When she saw Lin Rei and his son, Jean Ling couldn't help but ask. Oh, my father was testing my strength just now, so we were late. Jean-en's words had bought Linley's trust. Linley hadn't expected that this son of his would be so frank and honest, telling him everything. What? Hearing Jean-en's words, Jean Ling's face, which had been full of smiles, instantly tensed up. Linley saw the unhappy look on her face. Sigh. It's over. After seeing his wife's expression, Lin Rei muttered in his heart and quickly changed the topic. Come, let's hurry up and eat. For the past 8 years, I've been thinking about your cooking skills all the time. As he spoke, Linley sat down. Then, he took out a jar of flowery carving wine from his storage ring and picked up his chopsticks. Come, you're already 14 years old. How can you not drink at this age? Looking at his son beside him, Lin Rei didn't say anything. He directly picked up the wine jar and poured a bowl of wine into the empty bowl beside him. What, you're crazy? How old is your son? You're letting him drink? No, absolutely not. When Jean Ling heard her husband's words, she immediately exploded and hurried forward to stop him. However, it was still too late. She saw Jean pick up the bowl of wine on the table and gulp it down. How can you drink? Jean, who had already approached but couldn't stop him, widened his eyes in disbelief. He didn't expect his son to drink. Chapter 268. Oh, okay, it's okay. I also started drinking around this time. It's nothing. Looking at his wife's nervous look, Linley hurriedly told her about his deeds in the past. However, it sounded like an old story to Jean Ling. I don't care what you did back then. In short, this is my son. I don't want him to drink so early. If you let my son drink again, then don't enter my room in the future. This. Hearing Jean Ling's words, Lin Rei wanted to give in. However, because his son was beside him, Lin Rei could only bite the bullet and respond for the sake of his face. Why not? If he's your son, then I'm your husband. In short, this matter is non-negotiable. As he spoke, Lin Rei's waist was obviously raised. However, the more he spoke, the more guilty Lin Rei felt. When Jean saw this scene, he shook his head helplessly and began to eat. This kind of situation was common for Jean. However, until the end, Lin Rei was the one who gave in first, so Jean didn't have to go forward to stop him at all. Time passed little by little. While they were arguing, Jin-en had already eaten his fill. Then, he quietly went to the room. As for Jin-ling and Lin-Ray, during the process of arguing, Lin-Ray's voice became softer and softer. On the contrary, Jin-ling's voice became louder and louder. In the end, Lin-Ray didn't speak anymore, but Jin-en was pointing at Lin-Ray and scolding him. I'm telling you. This is the last time. If there's a next time, be careful. Don't talk about 100 years. Even if it's 1,000 years, don't enter my room. This is not a warning. This is the last ultimatum. Hee, okay. Whatever Ling-er says. I won't let en-er drink anymore. Okay. Lin-Ray, who gave in, promised Jin-ling softly. Then, he turned his head to look for Jin-en. However, at this time, there was no sign of Jin-en. Where's my son? Humph, look at you, your son has already finished eating and left. After seeing Lin-Ray's surprised gaze, Jin-ling told him where Jin-en went and rolled her eyes at Lin-Ray. So that's how it is. After learning of Jin-en's whereabouts, Lin-Ray could only hide his awkward gaze with a smile. Oh, by the way, a few days ago, Mother came looking for you. She seemed to be in a hurry, but you were in seclusion at that time, so... Suddenly, Jin-ling thought of the situation when Ouyang Jing came here and told Lin-Ray about it. Oh. Mother came to see me? After hearing what his wife said, Lin-Ray was puzzled. It was impossible for his mother to be here to see him. After all, Lin Feng and Lin Ro had been cultivating here every day. His mother should know best whether he had come out or not. After thinking about it for a while, he gave up. Okay, I got it. After I finish eating, I'll go look for Mother and see what's the matter. Okay, then you must remember. Don't forget it when the time comes. However, there's one more thing that seems to be related to Mother. What? Lin-Ray was puzzled. What was it? Why was it related to his mother? It's just these few days. Little brother and sister haven't come for a long time, and there's no news from you. I'm afraid this matter has something to do with Mother a few days ago. Sister-in-law, has my big brother come out of seclusion? As the saying goes, speak of the devil and he will appear. Just as they were talking, Lin Feng's voice came from outside and directly interrupted Jin-ling's words. Oh, he's here. After hearing his younger brother's voice, Lin-Ray's face revealed a joyful smile. He was very excited and his body involuntarily stood up. After a while, Lin Feng and Lin Ro hurried in from outside. When they saw their big brother standing up with a smile on his face, Lin Feng and Lin Ro were delighted. Big brother, you're finally out of seclusion. Do you know? We've missed you so much these few years. The two rushed to Lin-Ray and then the three of them excitedly hugged each other. Their eyes were wet because of this. Hee, that's enough. How old are you? Why are you still so emotional? You've ruined my good mood. Looking at his younger brother and sister, Lin-Ray couldn't help but tease them. However, when Lin-Ray let go of his younger brother and sister and saw their flustered faces, Lin-Ray knew that something big must have happened to his roommates. What's the matter? Is there something wrong with Mother? Tell me, is it Mother? At this moment, Lin-Ray roared excitedly. For Lin-Ray, his mother's life was more important than his own. In Lin-Ray's heart, Ouyang Jing was his weakness. If something happened to his mother, Lin-Ray would kill everyone related to this matter, leaving no one alive. No, it's... Phew. You scared me to death. After hearing that it was not his mother who was in trouble, Lin-Ray was obviously relieved. However, when he saw them crying, he really felt sorry for them. What's the matter? Since it's not Mother, what's the matter? Why are you so embarrassed to talk about it? Lin Rei didn't understand why they were here. He heard from Jean Ling that his mother had been here before. At this time, his younger brother and sister came again. He didn't understand what could make them so anxious. Jean Ling, who had been listening to the situation, was also very curious. When her mother came, she was very curious, but she didn't go forward to ask. Now it was different. They just happened to be talking about this, so she wasn't eavesdropping. Big brother, I told you, don't blame me. This is mother's idea. We can't do anything about it. Damn, you're looking for a beating. Why are you talking so much nonsense? If you have something to say it quickly. You're dawdling like a woman. Seeing his younger brother being so wishy-washy, Lin Rei couldn't bear it anymore and directly swore at Lin Feng. It's father. Father was captured by the Japanese of country R a few days ago. The Long family sent a lot of people, and in the end, some of them didn't even come back. In the end, mother had no choice but to come to you. But at that time, you were in seclusion, so mother could only go home and ask us to pay attention to your situation. So that was it. At this moment, Lin Rei finally knew why they were so hesitant and unwilling to say anything. However, in the current situation, Lin Rei also found it difficult to make a choice. For Long Zhong, Lin Rei didn't have a good impression of him at all. He didn't even want to see him. I can't care about this matter. If mother is captured, I'm willing to destroy the entire country R. Long Zhong? I'm not familiar with him, and I don't even want to see this person. So, you'd better go back. It wasn't that Lin Rei was cruel and didn't want to save him. It was just that Lin Rei felt that Long Zhong wasn't worth saving, so in the end, Lin Rei chose not to save him. Alas. I knew it. Big brother, this is your decision. It doesn't matter. In that case, the two of us will leave first and go back to give mother an answer. After hearing Lin Rei's answer, Lin Feng and Lin Ro didn't show much expression, as if they had already known this result. After speaking, Lin Feng and Lin Ro were ready to go outside. However, just as they were about to leave, they were stopped by Lin Rei. Hey, I say, the two of you are really good. You just came and didn't say anything to your big brother. You just left like that. You really hurt your big brother's heart. Pfft. Lin Rei's words made Jean Ling burst out laughing. She didn't expect her husband to say such a thing in this situation. Hee, big brother, forget it. Let's go home first and tell mother about this. There's still a long time in the future. In the future, we will have plenty of time to get together. Why should we wait for a while? After speaking, the two of them didn't stay any longer. They turned around and left the villa, walking towards the Long family's villa. Alas. Look, maybe mother will be back soon. Now at the entrance of the villa, looking in the direction his younger brother and sister left, Lin Rei finally sighed and said helplessly. After that, he brought Jean Ling back to the villa's hall. Then, hubby, are you going to save that person or not? No matter what, that person is still you. Enough, I don't want to hear it. That person has nothing to do with me. Don't talk about it anymore. Without waiting for Jean Ling to finish her words, Lin Rei directly surged with anger and shouted at Jean Ling. At this time, Lin Rei felt that after losing his composure just now, he quickly apologized to Jean Ling with an embarrassed expression. I'm sorry, Ling. It was my fault just now. I shouldn't have shouted at you. Originally, the angry roar just now gave Jean Ling a fright because this was the first time in more than 10 years that such a situation had happened. However, after hearing Lin Rei's apology, Jean Ling smiled in relief. Aya, it's okay. I know that this matter is very difficult for you, but you have to face it sooner or later. Besides, didn't you say that mother might come in a while? What are you going to say at that time? Looking at her husband's current situation, Jean Ling also wanted to share his burden. However, she knew that this matter could only be passed by Lin Rei himself. No one else could help him. the only thing she could do was to accompany Lin Rei by his side. Sigh. That's true. This matter is inevitable sooner or later. Go and prepare some snacks and tea. See, in a while, when mother finds out that I've come out of seclusion, she'll immediately come. Lin Rei knew that Jean Ling was worried about him. However, he didn't want his wife, Jean Ling, to worry about this matter, so he found an excuse to send her away. Oh, all right. Then I'll go. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Jean Ling quickly stood up and walked towards the kitchen. At this moment, Lin Rei was the only one in the hall. In the quiet hall, Lin Rei sat silently on the sofa, thinking about whether to save his so-called father or not. Lin Rei was very conflicted about this. If he wanted to save him. After all, he, Long Zhong, was his father. However, if he didn't want to save him, Lin Rei had enough reasons. After all, Long Zhong didn't raise him for a single day. However, it was this kind of matter that Lin Rei was conflicted. He didn't know how to deal with it. At this moment, there was a celestial immortal cultivator in front of him. Lin Rei was willing to fight with the celestial immortal, but he didn't want to save Long Zhong. However, he had no choice. Time slowly passed. In the blink of an eye, 2 hours had passed. At this moment, Lin Rei still hadn't figured out how to solve the problem. Sigh. With a sigh, Lin Rei really didn't know how to deal with this matter. In the end, Lin Rei gave up thinking. He closed his eyes and relaxed his expression, no longer thinking about those things. Squeak. The sound of a high-speed brake entered the ears of Lin Rei, who had just closed his eyes and wanted to relax his nerves. Sigh, mother, you're really here. Opening his eyes, Lin Rei looked helplessly at the door. He didn't know how to tell his mother about his decision, because he was afraid that he would hurt her heart. Tap, tap, tap. The sound of high heels on the floor came closer and closer. Finally, Ouyang Jing's figure appeared in front of Lin Rei's eyes. Can't you save your father? After all, he's still your father. When Ouyang Jing saw her son at the door, she hurriedly begged. She didn't even greet Lin Rei. Then, Lin Feng and Lin Ro followed her in. Sigh. Mother, you're making it difficult for me. You know, that person and I don't. No, Rei, just take it that I'm begging you. Just take it that I'm begging you. Please save him. I know that your father's decision back then may have hurt you, but it's because of his decision that we've lived so peacefully for so many years. Lin Rei, who had just opened his mouth to speak, was stopped by Ouyang Jing before he could finish. She knew what her son was going to say next. Mother, I don't want to say anything else. Many people here know about him, so I don't want to say anything. But you want me to help someone I'm not familiar with, and this person has a grudge against me before. Just based on this point, I can't accept it. At this moment, after hearing her son's resolute words, Ouyang Jing's face showed a painful expression. She knew that her son was determined to help Long Zhong, who had just awakened. However, if Lin Rei didn't help him, then Long Zhong would definitely die. Plop. Lin Rei didn't rest. Ouyang Jing directly knelt on the ground and pleaded with Lin Rei with tears streaming down her face. Son, I know that this request is very difficult for you, but for me, can you save your father? Even if it's for little Feng and little Ro, I'll do it. Do you want them to lose their father again? What are you doing? Hurry up and get up. What are you doing? When he saw his mother kneeling on the ground, Lin Rei quickly rushed forward and wanted to help Ouyang Jing up, but she refused. No, Rei, if you don't promise me today, then don't bother about me. Chapter 269. Looking at Ouyang Jing's current appearance, Lin Rei knew that if he didn't agree today, his mother would probably kneel here for a long time. But how could he do that? It would be unfilial behavior. For Lin Rei, such a thing would never happen. Alas. Well, mother, stand up. I promise you, but I can't guarantee that he's still alive, but I can guarantee that if he's still alive, I'll definitely help you get him out. Linley, who hadn't planned on going, had no choice but to give in under his mother's coercion. After all, this was the only option left. Ah. That's great, that's great. Ouyang Jing, who was kneeling on the ground, quickly stood up when she heard Lin Ray agree to her request. She excitedly grabbed Lin Ray and shook him. Heh. Hee, don't be too happy yet. It's not certain whether this matter will succeed or not. So, let's talk about it after I bring him back. With that, Lin Ray stood up. At this moment, Lin Ray was very tired. He didn't know why, but Lin Ray felt that his body was tired for no reason. Alright, all of you stay here. When I come back, I will send him back to the Long family. During this period of time, you all can wait here. With that, Lin Ray was ready to go outside. But when he left, he thought that it was too much to leave without saying a few words to his wife and son. So, Lin Ray, who was about to leave, turned back and went to the kitchen. After seeing his wife's busy figure, Lin Ray couldn't help but walk forward and hug her from behind. I'm going to save that person. When I'm not here, you should tidy up at home and do what you need to do quickly. When I come back, we'll prepare to leave. Also, don't tell anyone about this news, except for my 3 brothers. Find some time to inform them and let them come. When I come back, I'll bring them along. Well, I got it. Don't worry. During this time, I'll take care of things at home, but really don't tell mother, brother, and sister. Isn't this a little? At this moment, Jean Ling didn't tease Lin Ray like before. Instead, she answered softly. No need. They should live here. As for our kind of life, it's not suitable for them. So, it's better not to tell them. If you say too much, it's just reluctance and parting. Well, I got it. Don't worry. After the 2 of them finished talking, Lin Ray brought Jean Ling's body over. He went outside, SSS's body, stopped, raised his head and shouted. Come out for a moment. I have something to give you. Hurry up. Kacha, a sound came from upstairs. After a while, Jean N's figure appeared in Lin Ray's pupils. What's the matter, father? Why are you looking for me? As he spoke, Jean N slowly walked down and came to Lin Ray's side. He couldn't help but ask curiously. Did you forget that when we were in the Long family's villa, father promised to give you something good? It just so happens that father is going to leave for a period of time. Take advantage of this period of time, you can cultivate well at home. Ah, really? Then hurry up and give it to me. At this moment, when Jean N heard that his father was going to fulfill his promise at that time, he excitedly asked Lin Ray for it. Okay, I'll give it to you right away. Looking at his son's happy expression, Lin Ray also smiled. As he spoke, Lin Ray used his mind and took out the dazzling light sword from his storage ring. Suddenly, the moment the dazzling light sword appeared, a sword aura rose and circled around the dazzling light sword, lingering without dissipating. Jean N, who saw this scene, instantly fell in love with it. Here, this is the dazzling light sword. During this period of time, refine it at home. As for the sword manual, when I come back, I'll slowly hand it to you. Remember, refine it only. Don't be impatient. Take it slow, understand? Looking at Jean N, Linley couldn't bear to part with him. He had just returned, and now he had to leave. For someone like Linley who had never been by his son's side as he grew up, this sort of time spent with his son was very precious. Oh, I understand. Father, don't worry. I'll refine it during this period of time. I'm still counting on it to protect you and your mother. Okay, in that case, I'll leave first. During this period of time, protect your mother well. No matter who bullies your mother, you must kill them at all costs. No matter how much power they have, on your mother's mountain, nothing is good. Finally, after giving a few more instructions to Jean N, Lin Rei went to the door and muttered a few words. After forming a few seals with his hands, Lin Rei's figure disappeared from the spot. At this moment, Lin Rei had already left. Perhaps he was tens of thousands of meters away, or perhaps he had already left Jing Mei. This was something that no one knew. If Lin Rei had a little bit of thought before, he would have noticed that when Lin Rei took out the dazzling light sword and gave it to Jean N, Lin Feng and Lin Rou's eyes were filled with jealousy. Obviously, Lin Feng and Lin Rou were very unconvinced that their big brother only gave it to their son and not them. Lin Rei did not notice this and did not know. But even if he knew, so what? Lin Rei would not change his previous decision. Lin Rei left. Ouyang Jing, Lin Feng, and Lin Rou listened to Lin Rei's decision and stayed in the Lin family villa. Jean Ling served them with delicious food and drinks. As for Jean N, he followed Lin Rei's instructions and began to refine the dazzling light sword in seclusion. Well, mother, you must be tired. I've already prepared the guest room for you. Go and rest first. I'll call you down for breakfast in the evening. After Lin Rei left, Jean Ling walked out and said to her mother, Lin Feng, and Lin Rou who were sitting on the sofa. Okay, let's get busy. We'll go up first. At this moment, Ouyang Jing, who was at a loss, heard his son's words and quickly agreed. He stood up and walked upstairs. At this moment, the hall was quiet again. Jean Ling sat on the sofa with nothing to do, turned on the TV, and drank leisurely afternoon tea. Time passed by little. It had been a day since Lin Rei left. During this day, Ouyang Jing did not have a trace of sleep at all. He was very worried about his kidnapped husband. Therefore, during this period of time, it might be destined to be a sleepless day. Lin Rei, who had left for a long time, had already arrived at the sky above Tokyo. However, at this moment, Lin Rei was indeed observing the country below with a reluctant face. Chapter 270. TSK, according to my mother's information, that person is now in Bonsuan. Although country is not big, how can I know where Bonsuan is? Now in the air, Lin Rei, who was serving the beautiful scenery of Tokyo, was angry at this moment. Lin Rei didn't know anything about the distribution of this place, let alone being able to accurately find the place where that person was imprisoned. Alas, forget it, let's look for it first. After thinking about it, there was no way. He could only go with the flow and slowly look for it. With that, Lin Rei found a deserted alley and flew down. After tidying up his clothes that were a little messy after flying for a day, Lin Rei went out of the alley again. To be honest, Lin Rei was really not used to the magical scenery of country especially the houses here, which made Lin Rei even more unacceptable. As the current head of the Long family, Lin Rei felt that with such a status, he must be imprisoned in an extremely luxurious place. Therefore, Lin Rei went directly to Mount Fuji. However, Lin Rei was wrong. Just when Lin Rei came to Mount Fuji, he used his divine sense to explore the entire Mount Fuji. Whether it was in the air or underground, he found out everything. However, Lin Rei was wrong. At this moment, Lin Rei really didn't know what to do. He didn't understand why the people of country would capture Longzhong. Lin Rei couldn't understand this. Alas, forget it. I'd better ask. If I continue to look like this, the longer it takes, the more dangerous that person will be. Finally, Lin Rei had no choice but to find a passerby and ask where Bonsuan was. That person answered Lin Rei's question. However, what surprised Lin Rei was that Bonsuan was a village and a very remote place. This made Lin Rei very puzzled. It was reasonable to say that someone like Long Zhong should be imprisoned in a very advanced place. Alas, it seems that the TV series are all lies. At this moment, Lin Rei deeply regretted using what he had seen in the TV series. After being annoyed for a while, Lin Rei walked towards the place mentioned by the passerby. It was neither near nor far. Lin Rei walked for half a day. Finally, the outline of Bonsuan appeared in his sight. This is an ordinary village that can't talk about you anymore. It was so ordinary that the three of them ignored it. This place was different from other villages. Other villages were filled with trees and green grass. However, this place was completely barren. There was even an aura of death in the air. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei became vigilant. For this place to become a dead mountain in this season, just based on this point alone, it did not make sense. Moreover, Lin Rei could faintly sense a trace of a smile. It seems that this place is not simple. Looking here, Lin Rei quickly hid his figure. In order not to let others discover his existence, Lin Rei even stopped breathing and all the functions of his body. Even his heart, Lin Rei tried to make it beat slowly. Everything had been prepared, and Linley began to stroll towards the village. The more he walked, the more Linley felt that this place wasn't simple at all. There wasn't a single person here. It could be said that this was a village of clansmen. However, based on what that person had said earlier, this place didn't seem to be like this at all. Lin Rei did not talk nonsense. He directly released his divine sense. Within a few kilometers, everything appeared in Lin Rei's mind. Well, there are no birds or beasts. There are not even any green trees. It seems that there are some unspeakable secrets here. After exploring for a long time, Lin Rei did not find anything. Just when Lin Rei was about to give up, suddenly, in a room, there was a passage that led all the way to the underground. Upon discovering this, Linley hurriedly revealed a disdainful smile. Without wasting any words, he strode into the room, pulled open the tunnel, and leapt into the room. The moment Lin Rei's body entered the passage, he chased downward. It was not until 100 meters later that Lin Rei's feet stepped on the ground again. Oh, but it's quite deep. After landing, Lin Rei looked up at the weak and pitiful light above his head. After that, Lin Rei could not help but say, and walked inside. Here, it was extremely dark. He could not even see his own fingers. However, for Lin Rei, who was at the peak of the Mahayana stage, this was not a problem. As long as one's cultivation reached a certain level, one would be able to see clearly in the darkness. However, at Lin Rei's level, a place with a radius of 1 mile was not a problem for Lin Rei. As he walked deeper and deeper, Lin Rei did not know how long it would take. In order to prevent others from discovering him, Lin Rei could not use his divine sense to explore. It was reasonable to say that there should be no powerhouse stronger than him here, but just in case, Lin Rei had to be careful. An hour later, Linley finally saw light. Regarding this, Linley didn't know what to do. Lin Rei was very happy, because this meant that he was about to find Long Zhong. As long as he found Long Zhong, he could go back. However, everything did not go as planned. Just after Lin Rei came to the light, the voices of the two people appeared in Lin Rei's ears. What was even rarer was that the two people were both Chinese and spoke the same language as him. No, big brother, you have to leave quickly. This place must be destroyed. We are not only here to save Elder Long Zhong this time. The more important thing is to blow up the Japanese's biochemical laboratory. If they really develop biochemical humans, it will start an international war. The world has just been peaceful for a while, we can't let them destroy it. Yes, that's right. However, you're wrong. This time, it's you who should leave. Last time, you've already lost something for me. If I let you go again, then I, Long Tian, am not a human anymore. Alright, this matter is settled. After you bring Elder Long Zhong out, quickly leave this place. As for this laboratory, I'll go into hibernation twice and make their plans disappear completely. At this moment, the two people seemed to be prepared to die. However, in Lin Rei's view, this was undoubtedly an act of seeking death. Until Lin Rei heard from the beginning to the end. Finally, he knew that this place was the Japanese's Biochemical Research Institute. In order to start an international war again, Lin Rei would never agree to this. He knew that Lin Rei hated the Japanese the most in his life. For such an operation, Lin Rei was very willing to help. Just as the two people were about to act, Lin Rei didn't want the two of them to die in vain, so he walked out and said to the two, "I advise the two of you to think about your own weight. You don't have the ability, yet you still want to be brave. However, I admire your courage very much. So, you don't need to worry about this matter. The most important thing for you now is to quickly get Long Zhong out of here and return to China safely. As for this place, uncle, leave it to me. I will make it disappear completely. Not even a trace of it will be left." "Who is it? Who is talking?" The sudden voice frightened the two people. After they heard the voice, they looked around, trying to find the person who spoke. However, to their disappointment, they didn't know where the person who spoke was. "Okay, you don't have to look for me. I'm here to save Long Zhong. However, now that I've encountered such a situation and met the two of you, I don't want to see Long Zhong in the first place. Just as well. Help me bring Long Zhong back and I'll help you blow up this laboratory." Looking at the two people's silent appearance, Lin Rei wasn't in a hurry. After all, he had a lot of time. However, just as Lin Rei was about to wait, the two people responded. "Okay, we'll do as you say. How should I address you, senior?" "We can tell Elder Long Zhong." "Humph, there's no need. You just need to bring him back to China safely. As for the rest, leave it to me." Hearing the two's words, Linley didn't reveal his own name. Instead, he froze the two of them, then let out a roar. Linley then walked into the depths of the forest by himself, leaving behind only the two of them, who were still in a daze. Chapter 271. F***CK, what the F***CK is going on? At this moment, the two of them finally regained their senses after Lin Rei left. They looked at each other and still didn't know what was going on. They didn't know who this mysterious person who suddenly appeared was. F***CK, alright, don't think about it. Since someone helped us destroy this laboratory, let's not waste any more time here. According to the senior's words, we should quickly rescue Elder Long Zhong and send him back to the country safely. As for the rest, it will depend on the senior's ability. Right. The two of them nodded. They quickly walked towards the place where Long Zhong was locked up. At this moment, they only wanted to quickly rescue Long Zhong and send him back safely. As for the destruction of the laboratory, they didn't know why, but in their hearts, they believed the words of the mysterious person without a doubt. At this moment, Lin Rei was walking towards the depths of the laboratory alone. As for whether the two of them listened to him, Lin Rei didn't know. However, Lin Rei was sure that they would definitely follow his orders. Therefore, Lin Rei wasn't very worried about this. At this moment, the only thing Lin Rei wanted to do was to destroy this extremely dangerous laboratory in front of him as soon as possible. If he had known earlier, the biohumans were like gods to ordinary people. If the people of country are really developed them, the consequences would be unimaginable. In the past, before the biohumans existed, the people of country were already so crazy, let alone now that they had such a secret weapon. The more he thought about it, the more scared Lin Rei became. He couldn't help but quicken his pace. Lin Rei wasn't afraid of these biohumans, but to the 400 million ordinary people in China, they were simply an existence that could destroy the world. Lin Rei couldn't say that he was a good person. He had killed many people, but he, Lin Rei, wouldn't kill people indiscriminately, nor would he commit crimes. Therefore, Lin Rei didn't want this kind of thing to happen. He was even more unwilling to let others kneel down in front of his home. Ah! Woo! Suddenly, cries that didn't belong to humans or monsters pierced through Lin Rei's path. Furthermore, the deeper he went, the more intense the cries became. Hee, this group of bastards. After being silent for so many years, they are still so ambitious and want to fight back. I want to see how strong this biohuman is. Lin Rei was already in a bad mood when he heard the strange noise. Now, his mood was completely ruined by them. Using this invisibility technique, Linley sped up his footwork. Like a gust of wind, he instantly disappeared from his original location. When he reappeared, Linley had already arrived in front of a large door. Yo, I didn't expect this place to be made of titanium alloy. Do you think you can stop me like this? As Lin Rei looked at the titanium alloy door, his face inadvertently curled up into a disdainful expression. Phew. Lin Rei stood back and took a deep breath. Then, he placed one hand on the titanium alloy door. In an instant, the second level of the Chaos Sutra was activated. A huge amount of spiritual energy drilled out of his dantian and flowed through his meridians. Finally, it passed from his arm to his palm. Break. With a bang, Lin Rei exerted a little force in his palm and the titanium alloy door was completely shattered. In the end, not even a piece of it was left. Why? Ask you for a hint? Bastard, hurry up and see what's the hint. At this moment, the Japanese people behind the door came back to their senses after hearing the loud noise. They conveyed the message in fluent language that Lin Rei couldn't understand. I thought it was something amazing. I didn't expect it to be so fragile. TSK, what a bummer. If the Japanese people heard this, they would definitely curse Lin Rei. If they had known, Lin Rei was a strong man at the peak of the Mahayana realm. He could block the power of a missile with one hand even without using spiritual energy. Not to mention the titanium alloy door. Suddenly, the moment the incident happened, the Japanese people took action. A group of ninjas dressed in black with katanas on their backs rushed to the scene as soon as the incident happened. Bastard, what's going on? Where's the door? Where did it go? At this moment, the leader of the ninjas saw that the door of the laboratory had disappeared into thin air, leaving no trace behind. After a loud noise, he was dumbfounded. Reporting to the chief, this door seems to be gone, and, at the same time as the loud noise, I also felt an aura of energy. This kind of energy is very similar to the energy of the cultivators in the east. At this time, the ninja who had been standing at the back walked out timidly and said to his leader timidly. What? The cultivators from the east? At this moment, after hearing his subordinate's report, a trace of fear appeared in the ninja leader's eyes, but it was only a flash, and then it was perfectly hidden by him. Quick, everyone hurry up and find it for me. If the laboratory is destroyed, then we don't have to go back. We will just bury the laboratory with us. Suddenly, the ninja leader seemed to have thought of something terrible. His eyes were wide open, and his eyes were full of fear as he turned around and said to his subordinates. Yes, we will follow your orders. Whoosh whoosh whoosh, the moment the ninja leader gave the order, all the ninjas responded and dispersed, leaving only the ninja leader with a heavy face. Sigh, I hope this time it's a small character. If this place is destroyed, then we will really have to commit suicide. At this moment, the ninja leader was full of helplessness as he stood in place. After muttering to himself, he walked into the depths of the laboratory. If the ninja leader knew that the Eastern self-cultivator they were looking for was right in front of them and had heard everything they said, he would definitely be so angry that he would directly find a piece of tofu and kill himself. After listening to their conversation, Lin Rei understood that leaving the laboratory was definitely more important than their lives to them. Moreover, the most interesting thing was that Lin Rei discovered that the strength of this group of ninjas was at the middle stage of the nascent soul stage. The ninja leader's strength was the strongest, at the peak of the late stage of the nascent soul stage. However, what made Lin Rei strange was that they didn't use spiritual power, but an unknown power. Moreover, ordinary cultivators used their dantian to store energy, but Lin Ray discovered that these ninjas didn't. Regarding this point, Lin Ray was very strange and also very curious. Let me see what kind of thing your bio-human is, to make you guys value it so much. It's just a laboratory, but you can send so many nascent soul stage cultivators to help again. With that, Lin Ray chased after the ninja leader. Lin Ray believed that the ninja leader must have lost the center of the laboratory to check if there were any cultivators who had sneaked in. Lin Ray followed the ninja leader all the way, not daring to stop. Finally, after walking for about 10 or 20 minutes, the ninja leader finally stopped in front of a door. He reached into his pocket and took out a card. He swiped it on the instrument next to him and the door opened with a click. Whoosh! The moment the door opened, Lin Ray directly used Dragon's subduing step and instantly entered the door. Just as Lin Ray entered and walked past the ninja leader, he seemed to have sensed something and looked around. However, after a while, he didn't find anything. In the end, the ninja leader gave up and entered the door. On the other side, Long Tian and his brothers followed Lin Ray's orders and safely arrived at the place where Long Zhong was imprisoned. Long Tian didn't know if it was because the Japanese were arrogant or because they were too arrogant. When Long Tian arrived at the place, he realized that there wasn't even a single ninja guarding Long Zhong. The heavens are really helping me. This is great. I originally thought that there would be a big battle here, but I didn't expect that there would be no one here. Long Tian didn't waste any time and quickly arrived at the door where Long Zhong was imprisoned. He directly circulated his spiritual energy and his fist, which had already finished accumulating spiritual energy, directly smashed towards the door. Bang! Under Long Tian's spiritual power fist, the door was directly smashed into smithereens. At this moment, Long Zhong, who was on a pillar in the north, heard a strange sound and woke up. When he raised his head and saw Long Tian at the door, Long Zhong smiled. What's going on? At this moment, Long Tian, who had broken the door, raised his head and met Long Zhong's eyes. At the same time, he also noticed Long Xing's current appearance. It was simply too horrible to look at. At this moment, there was not a single part of Long Zhong's body that was in good condition. His entire body was covered in blood, and his aura was weak. There was not even the slightest bit of aura of a cultivator on his body. Even his clothes were not as good as that of a beggar who had been begging all year round. What's going on, Long? Elder Long Zhong, your cultivation. The moment Long Tian saw Long Zhong, he felt that the current Long Zhong was an ordinary person who couldn't be more ordinary. Because of his injuries, he might even be worse than an ordinary person. Sigh, don't say any more. In short, thank you for coming here to save me. I, Long Zhong, will never forget this favor. Long Zhong knew Long Tian. They had interacted before, so the moment he saw Long Tian again, Long Zhong knew that these two people had come to save him. I'm ashamed to say that the one who saved you was someone else. However, because of other matters, that senior left first. He asked us to come and save you and asked us to safely send you back to the country. Chapter 272. Oh. Senior? Which senior is it? When I go back, I'll definitely go and thank him. At this moment, Long Zhong was also very surprised to hear Long Tian's words. He only knew a few people. As for who it was, Long Zhong really didn't know. Alas, I'm really ashamed. That senior didn't show up and happened to meet us. Then he asked us to come and save you, while he went to do something more important and more dangerous. Hearing Long Zhong's question, Long Tian lowered his head and revealed an ashamed expression as he replied to Long Zhong's question. Alas, what a pity. Hearing Long Zhong's answer, Long Zhong sighed and could only give up. He would talk about it later. Well, let's go quickly. After all, this is someone else's territory. If we stay here any longer, there may be other changes. then the loss will outweigh the gain. At this moment, Long Tian hurriedly came to his senses and quickly untied Long Zhong. Then Long Tian carried Long Zhong outside. According to his memory, Long Tian quickly brought his second brother and Long Zhong back to the surface safely. Then he quickly left this place and flew back to Huaxia on his sword. Long Tian thought that after all, the mysterious man would blow up the laboratory later. The degree of danger was very high. Moreover, if the laboratory was blown up, it would definitely attract the attention of the masters of country R. In that case, no one could escape at that time. Therefore, Long Tian and the other two didn't wait for Lin Rei to move away. Instead, they directly sealed the entrance of the cave and left. At this moment, Lin Rei had already arrived at the center of the laboratory, where the specimens were stored. However, Lin Rei couldn't believe his eyes. The moment Lin Rei came in, what he saw made him, a person who killed without batting an eyelid, feel very cruel. At this moment, the experimental utensils in front of them were filled with various human organs. For example, the complete brain, eyes, nose, mouth, internal organs, and limbs. These important parts of the human body were all stored in the experimental utensils. There were so many that Lin Rei couldn't believe it. There were hundreds of them before. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei's face became gloomy. They're truly insane. I didn't think that these Japanese people would do such a thing to their own people. With a disdainful smile, Lin Rei strolled to the place where the information was placed. He picked it up and looked at it. Lin Rei's anger was ignited in an instant. Humph, those bastards, they used our Chinese compatriots as experimental subjects. As he spoke, Lin Rei slowly looked down. What made Lin Rei unable to believe was that these hundreds of corpses were all Huaxia people. There was not a single Japanese person. Lin Rei had already included this laboratory in his death list. No one could stop him. If anyone tried to stop him, there was only one word for it, and that was death. Swish. At this moment, Lin Rei decided to kill everyone in this laboratory. He wanted to avenge his dead compatriots. At this moment, Lin Rei's invisibility spell was removed by Lin Rei. His figure appeared in the sight of the ninja leader. You bastard, how did you come in? Tell me, how did you? Shut up, you bastards. How dare you use our Huaxia people as your test subjects? Do you really think that we Huaxia people are easy to bully? Today, I will avenge these people and seek justice for them. Whoosh. Lin Rei, who was still talking, disappeared in the next moment. After seeing this strange scene, the ninja leader began to look around, trying to find Lin Rei's figure. However, just as he was about to look for him, he felt a chill beginning to rise behind him. There is only one end for killing my compatriots, and that is death. You killed one of my compatriots, and I will use your lives to pay for it. I want to see if your small country can withstand my anger. At this moment, Lin Rei's anger had reached its peak. At this moment, Lin Rei's anger was unprecedented. Even when he was in Tianxian, he had not been so angry. You can't kill me. If you kill me, Master Orochi will not let you go. At this moment, the ninja was completely frightened. He did not expect this young Eastern cultivator to be so powerful. He was so powerful that he did not even notice it. Orochi, don't go to hell slowly. I will make you pay the price. Orochi, right? Then I will send her to hell to see you. After saying that, Lin Rei no longer had any patience to chat with them. The moment he finished speaking, Lin Rei's hand, which had no spiritual power, directly grabbed the ninja leader's neck from behind as fast as lightning. Remember, in your next life, don't be born into the wrong body. In this life, you have lived in vain. At this moment, Lin Rei's words were so cold to the ninja leader. However, in the next moment, the ninja leader lost all consciousness. Crack. The hand that was strangling the ninja leader's neck moved slightly. The sound of bones breaking was heard, directly cutting off all his vitality. Huh, it's starting. More than 100 corpses, I will make you pay the price. Even if it is Orochi, I will not be able to stop you. Plop. After seeing that the ninja leader in his hand was completely dead, he casually threw him aside. Then, Lin Rei's body turned into a shadow and began to rush toward all the surviving ninjas underground. At this moment, Lin Rei wanted to let them know that they could not bear the consequences of killing a Chinese citizen. His divine sense spread out, and the figures of all the ninjas in the laboratory appeared in Linley's mind. None of them were able to escape. Poof, 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 poof. For Lin Rei, killing them was as easy as killing chickens. Lin Rei did not let any of the ninjas and more than 30 professors or scientists who were involved in the experiment go. Even if they were all watching, in Lin Rei's view, they were not all human beings, they were all devils. However, Linley didn't kill them all. Instead, he spared the life of one of them, because he still had important information that he needed to pass on alive. I don't care if you can do it or not. Understand what I'm saying. Tell your emperor and Orochi to come to Lin Hai to find me. I, Linley, will be waiting for them there. Remember, don't refuse to come. If you don't come, I will bury the entire our country with more than 100 of my compatriots. If you don't believe me, you can try. After saying that, Lin Rei looked at the ninja kneeling on the ground, trembling with fear in his eyes. Lin Rei could not help but ask again. Do you remember? Ah. Yes, I remember. Well, you hurry up and go. Remember my words and tell your emperor and Orochi. After hearing the survivor's words, Lin Rei said with a smile. Then, he used his spiritual force to send the survivor out. As for the seal at the entrance of the cave, Lin Rei did not care at all. A trace of spiritual force was casually pierced by Lin Rei. At this moment, there were no foreigners in the laboratory. Lin Rei was silent. After a long silence, Lin Rei said, "My Chinese compatriots, you can rest assured. I'll avenge you. But even if it is a corpse, I will not let you die in a foreign country. I will find a place in China with good feng shui and let you rest in China." Looking at more than 100 corpses, the only thing Lin Rei could do for them was to bring them all back. He could not let them die in a foreign country. With that, Lin Rei's spiritual force moved and directly wrapped all the corpses of the Chinese disciples present and put them into the storage ring. Phew, it's finally done. Now, I'm just waiting for Orochi to arrive. Seeing that everything had been done, Lin Rei directly left this place. However, after coming to the ground, Lin Rei took out his Mu 10,000 arts sword and directly used all the strength of the peak of the Mahayana realm. 1,000 feet long sword chi directly from top to bottom, directly locking the place where the laboratory was, creating a huge canyon. The laboratory was burned clean by Lin Rei's Samadhi true fire, leaving not even a trace behind. Chapter 273. Reporting, Your Majesty, your subordinate ninja Kamei Ichiro has something important to report. At this moment, in the country our palace, the ninja who was released by Lin Rei returned to the palace. The first thing he did was to go to the emperor's bedroom. He wanted to report what had happened before, but because of the seriousness of this matter, Kamei Ichiro could only directly report it to the emperor. What? Kamei Ichiro from the ninja village? I remember that he is in the laboratory, guarding the laboratory. Why is he here? Could it be, quick, let him in. At this moment, a middle-aged man in the room seemed to realize something. He was so excited that he quickly asked the historian next to him to summon Kamei Ichiro, who was outside the door. The historian came to the door and opened it. After seeing Kamei Ichiro kneeling outside the door, he said to him, "Okay, don't kneel. Come in quickly. His Majesty wants to see you." After passing the message, the historian didn't look at Kamei Ichiro again. He returned to his original place and stayed there quietly. Ah. Okay. When Kameiichiro heard the emperor's call, he quickly stood up and hurried in. Ninja village, Kameiichiro greets your majesty. Kameiichiro, who had just entered the room, saw the middle-aged man in the seat and quickly knelt on the ground to kowtow to him. Well, you can get up. Since you are a ninja from the ninja village, your responsibility should be in the laboratory. Why are you here? Also, you said that you have something important to report. Could it be that the biohuman in the laboratory has been successfully developed? At this moment, the emperor, who didn't understand the facts, was immersed in his own fantasy. But when he heard Kameiichiro's report, his expectations were completely shattered. Your Majesty, no. No. It's not what you think. The laboratory was destroyed and everyone inside was killed. Boom! After hearing Kameiichiro's report, the emperor, who was sitting in his seat, couldn't bear the blow and fainted directly. When Kameiichiro, who was kneeling on the ground, saw this scene, his neck couldn't help but shrink into his clothes, looking scared. Your Majesty, what's wrong? At this moment, the scribe at the side saw that their leader, the emperor, had fainted. He immediately rushed over to check on the emperor's condition. Cough, 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 I'm fine. Help me up. At this moment, the emperor's consciousness was unable to withstand my own attacks. After a while, he slowly accepted the situation and his mood changed a little. Yes. When the scribe heard the emperor's words, he hurriedly helped him up and then obediently went to the side, looking at him with a worried expression. The emperor didn't dare to go too far away, in order to prevent himself from fainting again. Tell me, what the hell is going on? Do you people in the ninja village eat well? Why would they be afraid of you destroying the laboratory? To them, the laboratory was a big deal. Initially, they wanted to rely on the biohumans that they had developed to trigger an international war. But now, everything was ruined. It's an Eastern cultivator. Not only that, but that Eastern cultivator entered the laboratory and killed all the ninjas, including one of our pinnacle ninjas. In the end, the laboratory was also destroyed. Kameiichiro explained the whole story. When he was explaining, the scene of his compatriots being killed reappeared in his mind, and his body couldn't help but tremble. What? Eastern cultivator? Since they are all dead, how did you escape? Hearing Kameiichiro's words, the emperor was very puzzled. Since they were all dead, then what was going on with this person in front of him? Could it be? At this moment, the emperor had no choice but to be cautious because even the ninja leader was dead, and only this person escaped. It was hard not to be suspicious. Your Majesty, it's not what you think. I was released by that person. He asked me to accompany you to pass a message to Master Orochi. As the saying goes, if the monarch wants his subject to die, the subject has to die. Even if Kameiichiro was a heavenly ninja, he still obeyed the emperor's orders. Seeing the emperor's doubts, Kameiichiro quickly explained the reason why he was released. The Eastern cultivator said that if he killed one person, he would take back more than 100 lives. Moreover, he also asked you and Master Orochi to go to Linhai to call him. That person also said that if you don't go, he will bury the entire country with him. He also said that he has the strength. If you don't believe it, you can try. Phew. Finally, he said everything. Kameiichiro's tense nerves relaxed at this moment. What? He wants to bury country with him? And he asked me and Master Orochi to go to see him? At this moment, sitting in the seat, it seemed that he had heard the funniest thing in the world. But in the end, he would rather believe it than not. Finally, he decided that this trip to Linhai was a must. Well, you can leave now. Take care of yourself. After saying that, the emperor left the room. Kameiichiro, who was kneeling on the ground, quickly stood up and left in the direction of his home. At this moment, the emperor, who had left, came to a secret place and said to the heir, Master Orochi, someone destroyed the laboratory. Moreover, the Eastern cultivator asked you to go with me to Lin Hai to see him. If you don't go, he will bury the entire country are with him. Master Orochi. Master Orochi. After a long time, there was still no response. So, the emperor called again, but there was still no response. Well, I know. In that case, let's go. Anyway, I haven't moved for so many years. It's time to go out for a walk. After hearing this extremely cold sentence, the emperor's body floated up in horror and flew towards the east. By now, Linley was already feeling impatient. After all, no one had ever made him wait this long. This was the first time someone had ever made him wait this long. Humph, what arrogance. A beast dares to put on such airs. There was no other way. No matter how angry he was, if this matter was not solved, Lin Rei would not be at ease even if he left. Sitting on a rock by the sea, he held a wine jar in one hand and poured it into his mouth. At the same time, he could not help but look at the sea in front of him. His mood was at ease at this moment. Chapter 274. Time passed bit by bit. Even Lin Rei himself didn't know how long he had been waiting. But fortunately, Orochi and the Emperor of Country arrived at Lin Hai, where Lin Rei was. At this moment, Lin Rei had already recovered. Just as the two of them entered the range of Lin Rei's divine sense, Lin Rei's consciousness returned to his body. Looking at the two people, Lin Rei didn't talk nonsense and asked directly, "Are you two Orochi and Emperor N of Country are?" But, yes, it has been a long time since someone spoke to me like this. Seeing that you have the guts today, I will let you die without any pain. At this moment, the middle-aged man opposite Lin Rei didn't answer after hearing Lin Rei's words. Instead, he muttered to himself like a fool. Of course, Lin Rei, who was at the peak of the Mahayana stage, heard the man's words clearly, but he didn't get angry at all because this was also something that made Lin Rei happy today. Oh, let's not talk nonsense. You should all know that I'm here today, so, let's do it. Lin Rei was too lazy to talk nonsense with them. If Lin Rei wasn't in a hurry to go back, Lin Rei would definitely accompany her here for a while. That's exactly what I want. Orochi, who was standing with the emperor, had a smile on his face. But in an instant, his body disappeared as soon as he finished speaking. At this moment, Lin Rei was surprised to see Orochi disappear. He knew that someone who could do this was at least at the peak of the Mahayana stage. However, Lin Rei didn't expect Orochi to have such strength. Insignificant tricks. You've only been watching TV for a few days, yet you've killed the people of Huaxia. I think you're tired of living and came here to seek death. The moment he finished speaking, Lin Rei released his divine sense and instantly enveloped an area with a radius of a few kilometers. At this moment, Orohead's figure also appeared in Lin Rei's divine sense. Sure enough, you're only at the pinnacle of the Mahayana stage. However, I'm surprised that you're able to cultivate to this stage. At this moment, Lin Rei was not in a hurry to make a move, because he did not understand that the aura in Orochi's body was the same as the aura of the ninjas he killed before. He did not understand how they cultivated, so Lin Rei raised his head and asked in the direction of Orochi. What? You found me so quickly? No. Impossible, it must be a bluff. You want me to believe that you found me and then make me reveal my true body? Child's play. Orochi, who was hiding, panicked for a moment when he saw Lin Rei looking at the place where he was hiding. But soon, he arrogantly thought that Lin Rei actually did not find him at all, and just wanted to use these words to trick him. If Lin Rei knew Orochi's thoughts, he would definitely think that this person must be retarded, having all kinds of ideas. Oh. You don't want to come out, right? In that case, don't blame me. After speaking, Lin Rei waited for a long time, but still did not see Orochi's figure appear. At this moment, Lin Rei's anger was completely aroused by him. Swish! The Emu 10,000 magical sword instantly appeared in Lin Rei's hand out of thin air. Extreme wind, meteorite strike. Spiritual power instantly gathered in the Emu 10,000 magical sword, and directly slashed at the place where Orochi was hiding. In an instant, 100 feet long sword intent directly rushed to the place where Orochi was hiding. Right now, after sensing the terrifying power of Linley's sword intent, Hydra knew that what he had been thinking was all a lie. Actually, Linley had already found where he was. Only, it was too late to say anything now. The sword intent emitted by the Everwood Sword of 10,000 Laws was extremely powerful. Furthermore, Linley was using the wind's extremity of the third-level incinerate technique. Thus, the speed of the sword intent wasn't something a Mahayana cultivator could dodge. The sword intent instantly appeared where Orochi was, and at this moment, Orochi was unable to make any moves to resist. He could only close his eyes and wait for the arrival of fate. Bang! In an instant, the sword intent directly blasted on Orochi's body. Suddenly, the hidden figure of Orochi appeared in Lin Rei's eyes. However, Orochi's life was hanging by a thread at this moment, and he could not make any waves. He was lying on the ground like a dead dog, and blood kept flowing out of his mouth. His breath was also fading away. The Japanese emperor, who had been standing by the side and watching, could not hold back anymore. He couldn't hold it in any longer. Seeing the god of his own country so easily defeated by the Eastern cultivators, he was scared. Are you the emperor of the Japanese? At this moment, Lin Rei no longer had any fighting spirit. For the current situation, Lin Rei had already expected it, but he did not expect it to be so boring. Senior, I am the emperor of the Japanese. I don't know if Senior has any orders for me. At this moment, after hearing Lin Rei's question, the foolish emperor wanted to resist, but in the face of such a powerful existence, even if he wanted to, he did not dare to resist. At this moment, the foolish emperor was like a dog, wagging his tail in front of Lin Rei. This was the emperor of country R. What happened today didn't have to happen. It's all your fault. You used our Chinese people to develop biohumans. You really know how to scheme. If I didn't come here today, I wouldn't have known that you were preparing to retaliate against Huaxia. Although Lin Rei was not a very patriotic person, his hatred for the Japanese was deeply engraved in Lin Rei's bones. This was something that he did unconsciously. Senior, I know what I did, please forgive me this time. At this moment, the foolish emperor was completely terrified. He remembered that he had to endure the report that if he killed a Huaxia person, he would have to pay for it with the lives of thousands of people. Now he knew that this matter was true, but how could the foolish emperor let this happen? If he knew that country R was a small country, the population was scarce. If it was calculated according to the number of people, then hundreds of thousands of country R people would have to pay the price. Now you know how to be afraid, but don't you think it's too late? Seeing the foolish emperor's body fighting by itself, Lin Rei sneered in his heart. It was not that Lin Rei did not care about people's feelings, but the foolish emperor himself was inhumane, otherwise, he would not have used more than 100 Huaxia people's lives as an experiment. However, I am not such an ungrateful person. If it was calculated according to the number of people, I am afraid that a small number of people in your country will have to pay the price. So, now, let's use your country's snake to pay the corresponding price. With that, Lin Rei did not ask for the foolish emperor's opinion. He instantly released his spiritual energy, and an invisible hand of spiritual energy instantly appeared on Orochi's body and directly lifted him to Longzhong. This is the price you have to pay for killing Huaxia people, but this price is too light for you. From now on, you have to unconditionally submit to Huaxia. If you do anything bad, I believe you know my means. I will make the entire country pay the price. At that time, if you do anything bad, don't blame me." With a bang, Hydra's body exploded in the air. However, it did not scatter in all directions as expected. Instead, it turned into a blood mist and dissipated in the air. Linley did not even spare the soul. He directly crushed it and made it disappear. Ah! A scream came out from foolish Emperor Tian Huang's mouth. His body fell to the ground unconsciously. His body curled up and trembled. His eyes were filled with fear. If he had known earlier, he would have never seen such a scene. This was the first time he had seen such a scene. Remember, if you have any ideas about Huaxia, this will be your consequence. Oh, yes, this is only one of the thousands of ways to die. If you dare to go back on your words, I will let you know why flowers are so red. Yes, 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 I will remember. I will remember, Senior. From now on, I will follow Huaxia's lead. I will not do anything to hurt Huaxia. At this moment, the foolish emperor, who was lying on the ground, trembled as he replied Lin Rei. And what made Lin Rei laugh the most was that this so-called foolish emperor was so scared that he wet his pants. At this moment, the foolish emperor's pants were wet. His pants were wet all day long. "Ha, so you are the leader of a country." Seeing this scene, Lin Rei shook his head and laughed coldly. He did not know how a person like this could become the leader of a country. "Remember your words, I will keep an eye on you." So. After Linley finished speaking, his body began to fade until he disappeared. The foolish emperor, who was lying on the ground, couldn't calm down for a long time. He was still filled with fear and his body heaved up and down. As for Linley, he was already flying in the direction of Yanjing. At the entrance of the Long family's villa in Yanjing, Huaxia, 3 people landed from the sky. One of them was seriously injured. "Well, Long Tian and this little brother, thank you this time. If you have any problems in the future, feel free to look for me. As long as I can do it, I will do it. Of course, if I can't do it, then I won't do it." The person who spoke was Lin Rei's target in country Long Zhong. His father had safely returned to the Long family's villa in Yanjing. "Ha ha ha, good, Brother Long is really straightforward. I will remember what you said. If I have any problems in the future, I will definitely not look for you for help." Chapter 275. Alright, I'll wait for you to find me. At this moment, Long Tian and his second brother had already turned around and were preparing to leave. Long Zhong was also very reluctant to part with them. Although they had only been together for less than 2 days, they had already become good brothers. Now that they were about to leave, Long Zhong was very reluctant to part with them. "Alright, Brother Long, our mission has been completed. We won't stay any longer. Take care." Long Tian said to Long Zhong, then informed his brother beside him. Then, he flew into the sky on his sword and disappeared into the horizon. Sigh. "Thank you for saving me. Although you said that someone asked you to do so, I still have to thank you. We'll meet again if fate allows." After watching Long Tian and his brother's figures disappear, Long Zhong turned around and dragged his tired and weak body towards the Long family's villa. At this moment, at the entrance of the Long family's villa, the gatekeeper had already seen Long Zhong's arrival. However, as the few of them were talking, he didn't come forward to support him. At this moment, Long Zhong was already walking towards the door. The gatekeeper hurriedly went forward to support Long Zhong and asked with concern. "Elder, you're finally back. You don't know. Madame Ouyang, young Master Feng, and Miss Ro were almost crazy with worry when you were missing." "What? Jing, where are my 2 children now? Are they all right?" At this moment, after hearing news of his wife and children, Long Zhong's body seemed to have returned to its previous state. He directly shook off the gatekeeper's support and asked anxiously. They're fine. I think I heard that they went to Tianwan Garden 2 days ago to look for your eldest son. They haven't been back for the past few days. They should be at Tianwan Garden. The sudden situation shocked the gatekeeper. He hurriedly reported the news of Ouyang Jing, Lin Ro, and Lin Feng in a panic. Phew. It's good that they're fine. It's good that they're fine. After hearing the gatekeeper's reply, Long Zhong clearly heaved a sigh of relief. The nervousness on his face gradually receded. The strength in his body instantly disappeared and he fell to the side. Ah. Elder Long, what's wrong with you? When the people at the side saw Long Tian's body fall to the side, they quickly supported Long Xing, who was about to fall to the ground. However, at this time, after Long Zhong's cultivation was abolished, he had overused his energy in the past few days. Now that he had returned home and felt safe, his tense nerves suddenly relaxed. At this moment, his body finally couldn't take it anymore and directly collapsed. Sigh. Forget it, I'd better hurry and send him in. Otherwise, if we're late, the higher-ups will blame us again. At that time, even if I have 100 lives, I won't be able to bear the consequences. Looking at the unconscious elder of the Long family, Long Zhong, the guard hurriedly carried him and walked straight into the depths of the Long family villa. Long Zhong arrived home. Although Lin Rei did not come back with them, Lin Rei, who was at the peak of the Mahayana stage, had already returned to the Tianwan Garden in Beijing in 2 hours, at the door of his villa. I think that person should have returned home by now. Lin Rei, who was now in the air, glanced at the Long family villa with a satisfied smile and descended from the sky. Although Lin Rei did not appear to be very worried about Long Zhong on the surface, anyone who paid attention would definitely be able to see the trace of worry in Lin Rei's eyes. However, this phenomenon only lasted for a moment and did not last long. Unless it was someone whose consciousness surpassed Lin Rei's, no one else would be able to discover that something was wrong with Lin Rei. It's finally done. Looks like it's time to leave this place. After arriving at the door of the villa and looking left and right to make sure there was no one around, Lin Rei removed the invisibility spell on his body and appeared at the door. Without hesitation, he pushed open the door and walked directly into the villa. At this moment, the villa was completely silent. There was no sound, and there was no sign of his son, Jin En, cultivating. After discovering the abnormality of the villa, Lin Rei could not help but be vigilant. Although there were over 100 members of the Dark Department here, Lin Rei could not guarantee that there would be no danger. Before returning from the mysterious Heaven continent, Lin Rei did not think that there would be any cultivators at the Mahayana stage or even beyond the Mahayana stage here. However, this idea was disproven again and again, so Lin Rei could not help but be vigilant in the face of such a situation. Step by step, Lin Rei arrived at the door and released his consciousness at this moment. When it was enough to extend to cover the entire villa, Lin Rei stopped extending it. At this moment, the situation in the villa appeared clearly in Lin Rei's mind. It seems that I was overthinking. At this moment, Lin Rei saw that his mother, wife, son, and younger brother and sister were sitting on the sofa in the living room in a daze. No one was talking, and no one was easy to talk to. The atmosphere was so solemn that no one dared to speak. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei's face was full of smiles. After relaxing his vigilance, he walked into the house. Mother, I'm back. Before the person arrived, the voice arrived first. This voice directly broke the solemn atmosphere. After hearing that it was his son's voice, Ouyang Jing's solemn face was instantly filled with excitement. He quickly walked out of the door. Jin Ling was even more excited. She had been in seclusion for 8 years. She had just come out of seclusion, but she didn't have the time to say a few words to herself before she went out to do those dangerous things. Now that she had finally returned safely, how could Jin Ling not be happy? Not only them, but Lin Feng and Lin Ro were also sitting in the living room. However, at this time, the two of them had changed their names. After entering the Long family 8 years ago, they changed their names from the original surname Lin to the surname Long. Big brother, father, you're finally back. At the same time, several people stood up and opened the door with excitement. Finally, the simple voice that they wanted to hear appeared in front of everyone's eyes. Look at how excited you are. Didn't I just go out for 2 days? Is there a need to be so excited? After walking into the villa, Lin Rei saw that everyone was so excited to welcome him. Lin Rei was really flattered, especially when he saw that his mother could not wait to come in front of him. Although Lin Rei knew why his mother was so excited, Lin Rei was still very excited. Rei. How is it? How is your father? Is he okay? Where is he now? As soon as he came in, Ouyang Jing did not give Lin Rei any chance to speak. He directly put a pile of questions in front of him and waited expectantly for his son's answer. Ugh. This. Looking at how nervous his mother was for Long Zhong, Lin Rei was speechless for a moment and did not know what to say. After hearing her mother's words, Jean Ling, who was following closely behind Ouyang Jing, walked up unhappily and began to care about Lin Rei warmly. Hubby, how have you been these few days? Are you hurt? Have you eaten? Oh, by the way, have you eaten? Why don't I make some for you now? Ugh. Jean Ling's words stunned Ouyang Jing. At this moment, Ouyang Jing realized that he had lost his composure and at the same time, felt guilty towards Lin Rei. After seeing his wife's concerned gaze, Lin Rei felt that no matter how hard and tiring Lin Rei was, it was fine. It's okay. Look, I'm fine. But I'm really hungry. You're right about that. Why don't you go and cook first? Let's have a good chat in the evening. Okay. Take a seat first. I'll cook for you. It'll be ready soon. After hearing her husband's words, Jean Ling showed a flustered and concerned face. She hurried to the kitchen, trotted all the way to the kitchen, and began to cook. At this moment, Ouyang Jing felt even more guilty towards his son in front of him, but he did not know what to say. Well, mother, that person is fine. Although I haven't seen him, I've asked someone to believe that he has arrived home at this moment. However, it's inevitable for him to be injured, so you don't have to worry. Lin Rei was not lying. He really did not know how Long Zhong was at this moment because he had not seen him at all. Therefore, Lin Rei's words were not exaggerated. What? You haven't seen your father, then you go. That's enough. I don't want to hear the word father here. Even if I went to save him, it would be for your sake. So, let's not talk about this matter anymore. What I can tell you about, he has already been released. At this moment, Lin Rei's mood was still very good, but now, all the good mood was destroyed. After seeing his son's expression, Ouyang Jing knew that this matter could only be delayed. If he continued to talk about it, he was afraid that it would be counterproductive. Okay. Mother won't talk about it. Don't be angry. You see, you just came back. Why don't you rest first? I'll go back and see him. When he recovers, I'll bring him here to see you. Looking at his mother's eager to see Long Zhong, Lin Rei sighed in his heart. He knew that he could not keep his mother at this moment, so Lin Rei did not stop her. Okay, then you can go. But that person doesn't need to come. After saying that, Lin Rei walked towards the sofa in the middle of the hall with a disappointed look. Ouyang Jing left the Lin family villa without looking back and rushed towards the Long family villa. After seeing their mother leave, Long Feng and Long Ro also moved and stepped out of the door. Just as they were about to leave, they were stopped by Lin Rei's voice. Little Feng, little Ro, although you don't have the same surname as me now, you are still my brother and sister. This will never change. In the future, spend more time with mother and take care of her. Don't let her be bullied in the Long family. If there's anything, you can come here and look for the secret operation. Chapter 276. What? At this moment, Long Feng and Long Ro, who had stopped at the door, thought that they had misheard, so they quickly asked again. However, after hearing what their big brother said, the two of them knew that there must be a reason behind it. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said such words. In the future, take care of mother. This will always be your safe haven. The more they listened, the more they felt that something was amiss. However, at this moment, they were anxious to go back and see their father, so they didn't dwell on this matter. Oh, we know. Don't worry, if mother is bullied by the Long family, I will definitely come back to find you and let you punish all the people who bullied mother in the Long family. Yes. Yes, big brother, don't we still have you? As long as you're here, who can bully mother? Alright, let's not talk about it anymore. We'll go back first. After saying goodbye to Lin Rei, the two of them left the Lin family villa in a hurry and headed in the direction of the Long family villa. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was in the Lin family villa, looked at the empty door for a long time and didn't come back to his senses for a long time. His face was full of reluctance, which made one's heart ache. Father. They're already far away. Father. They're already far away. There's no one here. Jean En, who had been standing by the side and listening to their conversation, saw his father staring blankly at the door without moving for a long time. Therefore, Jean En walked up and called out to Lin Rei. However, there was no response, so he called out again. Finally, Lin Rei, who had composed himself, finally came back to his senses. However, his eyes didn't leave the door. Sigh, now that they're gone, we might never see each other again. You have to take care of yourselves in the future. After saying this, Lin Rei's eyes gradually filled with tears until they finally flowed down from Lin Rei's eyes. Ah. Father, you're crying? At this moment, Jean En was stunned to see his brave and strong father, who had never shed tears in his mind, shed tears at this moment. Hee, son, as the saying goes, men don't cry easily. It's only because they haven't been deeply hurt. Therefore, it's not strange for men to cry. The key is whether they dare to cry or not. Finally, after the sadness passed, Lin Rei's mood returned to its previous state of being as calm as still water. However, when he saw his son, he slightly avoided looking at him. Faced with Jean En's question, Lin Rei reluctantly used the old saying to dodge it. Otherwise, he would lose face. Alright, let's not talk about this anymore. After we finish eating, you should quickly pack up. Who knows, we might have to leave this place in a few days. Lin Rei took Jean En's hand and walked towards the kitchen. On the way, Lin Rei told Jean En about his departure. Then should we tell Grandma, Uncle, and Auntie? Hearing his father's words, Jean En's footsteps came to a halt. Raising his head, he looked at Linley and asked. No need. They have their own lives, and we have our own. Since we're not destined to be people of the same world, there's no need to let them know. After saying this, Lin Rei let go of Jean En's hand and walked towards the kitchen without saying anything else. Jean En, after interacting with Ouyang Jing, Long Feng, and Long Ro for so many years, had gradually fallen in love with them. It was inevitable that he would feel a little uncomfortable suddenly leaving after saying this. Lin Rei also knew that it was a little abrupt to suddenly say this, but this matter had to be said sooner or later. Since this was the case, there was no need to delay it. In the depths of the Long family's villa, in a room, Long Zhong was lying on the bed with bandages all over his body. His eyes were closed, and Wei Kei's breathing was extremely weak. Bang! A loud sound came from the door. The door was kicked open, and Ouyang Jing hurriedly walked in. When he saw his husband's miserable state, tears flowed from his eyes uncontrollably. Brother Zhong, what happened to you? Don't scare Jing, Woo woo woo. Ouyang Jing came to the bedside, held Long Zhong's hand and began to cry. Once he cried, it was really uncontrollable. Tell me, if something happens to you, how do you want me to live? We're finally reunited. If something bad happens to you, how do you want Feng, to live? How do you want Ro, to live? You haven't even acknowledged Ray yet. After a burst of crying, the people outside the door finally couldn't listen to it anymore. They walked in and pulled Ouyang Jing away from the bedside. I say, Ouyang. Don't be like this, Zhong, we'll be fine. It's just that his cultivation has been destroyed. In the future, don't talk about longevity, even if he can live for 100 years, he'll be thankful enough. Boom. Hearing this, Ouyang Jing's mind suddenly went blank. What did she mean by destroying his cultivation? What did she mean by not being able to live for more than 100 years? Ouyang Jing couldn't accept this. No, impossible. How could Brother Zhong's cultivation have been destroyed? How could it be? Impossible, you must be lying to me, right? Tell me, are you lying to me? It's impossible, woo woo woo. Looking at Ouyang Jing's expression, he didn't stop her in the end. He could only watch her sit on the ground and cry, but he didn't know what to say. This was the truth. Even as the first head of the family, he didn't know what to do. Mother, what happened to you? At this time, the voices of Long Feng and Long Ro came from outside the door. After a while, the two figures appeared in front of Ouyang Jing's eyes. Mother, what happened to you? Why are you crying? When Long Feng and Long Ro came in and saw their mother sitting on the ground and crying, they immediately walked over and wanted to ask what had happened. Feng, your father's cultivation has been destroyed by someone. Moreover, he's still angry at this moment. What? Hearing their mother's words, Long Feng and Long Ro immediately raised their heads and looked at their father on the bed. His body was covered in bandages and his breathing was weak. For a moment, the two of them were silent. However, at this time, Long Feng's eyes stared blankly. As if he had thought of something, he rushed out without caring about anyone. When Long Ro saw this scene, she was stupefied. She didn't know where her brother went and the current her didn't have the mood to chase after him to find out. Mother, don't cry. If he doesn't have cultivation, so what? Even if he can't live forever, it's still good to live a peaceful life. Moreover, father is a good person. I believe that he'll get better soon. After hearing his daughter's consolation, the crying Ouyang Jing nodded and said, Yes, I believe you. I believe that your father will make it through. Some families were happy while others were sad. At this moment, the Long family was filled with a heavy atmosphere. However, the Lin family villa was different. At this moment, in the main hall of the Lin family villa, Lin Ray's family was happily sitting together, talking and laughing, eating and chatting. The scene was very beautiful and desirable. Our family hasn't had a good meal together like this for a long time. Since the last time we went into seclusion 8 years ago, we've only had one meal together. However, you can rest assured that in the future, as long as I have time, we'll still think about the innocent sea. Looking at this scene, Linley couldn't help but think back to his days in the unobstructed sea in the profound sky continent. Those happy days were like immortals. At the same time, he also knew that ever since he regained his memories, this home was like a hotel to him. He would come whenever he wanted, and if he didn't want to, he would buy a room outside. In fact, he hadn't even seen them for 8 or 9 years. Linley felt very guilty about this. It's okay. Hearing their husband, father's words, Jean Ling and Jean N both smiled happily. Husband, I know that you're busy. We don't blame you for this. Moreover, you're doing this to protect this family, to protect Therefore, not only do we not blame you, but we also support you very much. Not only that, in the future, will also work hard to cultivate and strive to catch up to your footsteps and then help you share the burden. Yes. Jean N, who was sitting next to her, hurriedly agreed after hearing his mother's words. Mother is right. In the future, I'll work hard to cultivate and then work hard to become stronger. When that time comes, father, mother, you can enjoy the happiness of a family. I'll take care of the outside matters, I'll help you. Ha, ha 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 ha. Suddenly, a carefree laughter came out of Lin Ray's mouth. His face was full of smiles. Ha ha ha, good, good, good. As expected of my son. You're responsible and responsible. Good. But you're still young. How can I let you protect me? Besides, I'm very happy to have the ability to protect all of you. Moreover, I'm very satisfied to be able to protect all of you. So, I won't entrust all of my power to you. I just want you to be independent for a few days. I have no other requests. I don't want anything else. At this moment, Lin Ray's heart was incomparably carefree and happy. To be able to hear his son say these words, he believed that any parent in the world would be happy for a long, long time if they heard it. Oh. Jean N, who was originally full of ambition, instantly pinched down after hearing Lin Ray's words. Huh, look at what you're saying. Both of us are unhappy looking for an. Besides, I want Xiao En to protect me. Xiao En protects me, I'm happy. Seeing that her son was unhappy, Jean Ling quickly winked at Lin Ray and said to her son. Oh. At this time, Lin Ray suddenly woke up and quickly agreed, yes, Ling, you're right. Maybe in the future, our family will rely on to take care of us when we're old. Yes. Father, mother, when I have the ability in the future, I'll take care of you. Chapter 277. Bang! Just as Lin Ray and his family were chatting at the dining table, the door at the main entrance seemed to have been kicked open by someone, making a loud noise. At this time, Jean N, who was in the living room, was suddenly interrupted by a loud noise when he was in the middle of a lively conversation. It was inevitable that he would feel very unhappy. The moment the sound came out, Jean N stood up abruptly and turned around to walk towards the source of the loud noise that interrupted him. However, he was stopped by his father, Lin Ray. Hee, sit down. It's your uncle who came. Seeing how rash he is, something must have happened. At this moment, Lin Ray looked at the main entrance and frowned. He had a bad premonition, but he couldn't put it into words. Looking at his son's posture, it was obvious that he was unhappy because he was interrupted just now and was ready to go out and ask for an explanation. Therefore, Lin Ray quickly stopped him. Ah. It's uncle? Hearing his father's words, Jean N turned around and asked his father with a look of surprise because in his memory, his uncle had never made such a big move. Therefore, after hearing his father's answer, Jean N didn't dare to believe it. Look. Something must have happened. After saying that, Lin Ray closed his mouth and didn't say anything else. He lowered his head and ate the sumptuous food that Jean Ling had made for him. Sure enough, not long after, a figure rushed in hurriedly and rushed towards where Lin Ray was. His face was filled with anxiety. Big brother. Big brother, you, quickly think of a way to save father. After father was taken away by the Japanese, his dantian was destroyed and he was covered in injuries. Now, he's still lying unconscious on the bed. Mother has been crying at father's bedside because of this matter. Can you think of a way? Bang! When Long Feng mentioned Long Zhong, his face, which was originally filled with happiness while eating the food cooked by his wife, instantly turned gloomy. When Long Feng finished speaking, Lin Li finally couldn't hold it in any longer and slammed his chopsticks on the table. Instantly, the place where Lin Li slammed his chopsticks, a dense spider web of cracks spread out in all directions. Even the nearby Jean N was startled by Lin Li's actions. No matter what, Jean had never seen his father so angry before. This was the first time he had ever seen it. Don't. Hubby, don't be angry. At this time, even Jean Ling beside him was a little scared. But she didn't retreat because of fear. Instead, she came forward to comfort him. Humph, little brother, that's enough. I do love you very much, but there's a limit. You can't talk like that in front of me just because I love you. I've said it before, that person doesn't want to hear it. What's more, he's injured and wants me to treat him. That's simply impossible. Today, I'll treat it as you've been blinded by the matter and won't argue with you. If something like this happens again, I won't care if you're my little brother or not. At this moment, Lin Ray was really angry. Today, it was his mother who couldn't wait to go back after knowing that the person was fine. Then, it was his younger brother. They had never thought about his feelings. Now, it was good that someone thought of him when something happened. How could this be possible? Seeing the rage on Linley's face and the murderous look in his eyes, Long Feng's body trembled and he took a step back. His eyes were filled with terror as he stared at his big brother. He had never imagined that his big brother, who had always doted on him and protected him no matter what, would say such words at this moment. And Long Feng could sense that his big brother's words were true. No, I must let big brother save father. In this world, I think only big brother has the ability to save father. At this moment, Long Feng, who was scared back, secretly swore in his heart. However, the previous timid expression on his face disappeared, leaving only determination. Big brother, I know you don't want to lose father, but have you ever thought about it? Mother and father have just been separated for a short time. If something happens to father, what do you think mother will do? Also, have you ever thought that we have just reunited with father? If something happens to father, we will become orphans again. What do you think we will do? At this moment, Long Feng seemed to have spilled out. He took a step forward and shouted at Lin Ray what he wanted to say in his heart. However, as soon as he finished speaking, Long Feng realized that he regretted it. Ugh. At this moment, after Lin Ray heard his younger brother's words, his face was full of shock. His heart was aching. He never thought that his younger brother would use this matter to threaten him. Little brother, how can you say that? You can't blame your brother for this matter. Have you ever thought about your big brother's feelings? If you do this, even sister-in-law won't help you. Not only Lin Ray, but even Jean Ling, who was next to him, scolded Long Feng angrily after hearing his words. I. At this moment, Long Feng was very regretful. He wanted to take back what he had just said. He also knew that he had gone a little overboard. Unfortunately, there was no medicine for regret in this world. Words that were said were like water that was spilled out. It was too late for regrets. Okay, I understand what you mean. Don't worry. I will save him, and I will return you and Jinkang's father. However, I will not help you restore his cultivation. After saying that, Linley's eyes were lifeless. He stood up weakly and walked out. Seeing this scene, Jean Ling originally wanted to go up and stop him, but in the end, she returned to her original position and gave up on the thought of stopping him. She knew that her husband's heart was filled with bitterness and pain. Hee, okay, now you're satisfied. The missing mother came here and knelt down to threaten him. Then, the younger brother scolded the older brother angrily. But do you know that your older brother also wants someone to care for him? Your older brother also wants his own father, but all of this was ruined by you. Lin Ray was very uncomfortable, but Jean Ling was even more uncomfortable than her husband. At this moment, Jean Ling was uncomfortable but couldn't breathe. She choked and said to Long Feng, her eyes filled with heartache. At this moment, Long Feng was speechless when he heard Jean Ling's words. He didn't know what to say, nor did he know what to say. Lowering his head, his eyes were filled with guilt as he recalled the series of bad actions from before. Long Feng wished that he could just slit his neck and commit suicide. Alright, you can go now. Your matter has been resolved. Your brother will definitely do what he promised. As she spoke, Jean Ling did not say another word to Long Feng. She directly pulled Jean En, who had been silent all this time, and walked upstairs. Long Feng was the only one left in the living room. He stood there in a daze, not knowing what was going on. Sigh. After a long time, Long Feng stood in the living room like this for a long time. Finally, he sighed, turned around, and walked out of the Lin family villa. At this moment, Long Feng felt as if he had lost something in his heart. He was extremely uncomfortable. On a street in Yanjing, Lin Rui, who had left home, walked aimlessly all the way here. He just kept walking forward, not knowing what to do. At this moment, other than feeling uncomfortable, Lin Rui's heart was in pain. He had painstakingly returned here from the alternate dimension for his mother and younger brother and sister. Now, everything didn't need him anymore. Moreover, at this moment, Lin Rui even felt that he was an extra existence. What should I do? What should I do? At this moment, Lin Rui kept asking himself, but no one could give him an answer. Hey, don't you have eyes? Didn't you see that you bumped into my girlfriend? At this moment, a middle-aged man stood in front of Lin Rui and said directly to Lin Rui. Beside him, a very conservatively dressed woman looked at this scene with a worried expression, not knowing what to do. At this moment, how could Lin Rui pay attention to them? At this moment, Lin Rui wanted to walk the rest of the way quietly. Therefore, Lin Rui didn't hear their words at all and continued walking forward. Io, didn't you hear me? You bumped into my girlfriend, and you didn't even apologize? Seeing Lin Rui's actions, the middle-aged man seemed to want to get an explanation for his girlfriend. He directly chased after Lin Rui and threw a punch at Lin Rui's face. Pang, a very loud sound came from Lin Rui's face. Because he was unprepared, Lin Rui fell to the ground directly because of the middle-aged man's punch. Therefore, at this moment, Lin Rui slowly regained his senses. At the moment when he regained his senses, Lin Rui looked at the group of people around him who were threatening him and looking at him. For a moment, Lin Rui frowned very uncomfortably. Kid, hurry up and apologize to my girlfriend. You just bumped into my girlfriend. At this time, the woman's boyfriend saw Lin Rui fall to the ground and thought that Lin Rui was a complete coward, so he removed the guard in his heart. He walked forward arrogantly and shouted at Lin Rui, who was on the ground. At this moment, Lin Rui also understood the whole story of the matter, so he did not entangle with the man in front of him. He stood up and prepared to leave. However, as the saying goes, the world is unpredictable. Lin Rui wanted to solve it, but the man did not think so. Hey, kid, you're leaving just like that? My girlfriend is still waiting for your apology. What's wrong? You don't want to do it, right? When the man saw Lin Rui's actions, he quickly came forward and pushed Lin Rui, who was about to stand up to the ground again, not letting him get up. Oh, kid, I advise you to leave quickly. Today, I'm in a bad mood. I don't want to cause trouble. If you know what's good for you, get out of here quickly. Lin Rui, who was already annoyed, now encountered such a scene. No one could stand it, let alone this person was Lin Rui. Yo, kid, how can it be? You want to fight, right? The middle-aged man who had already determined that Lin Rui was a coward felt that Lin Rui's words were really provoking him. He immediately couldn't stand it anymore and was about to step forward to fight. However, at this time, a woman quickly came forward and stopped him while pleading. Don't, this big brother, don't be impulsive. Chapter 278. Lin Rui, who was about to make a move, suddenly heard this voice and turned around. At first glance, the person who came forward to stop him seemed familiar. He was curious as to where he had seen her before, but he forgot where he had seen her before. Seeing the woman's action, Lin Ray gave up the idea of making a move. He wanted to see how things would develop next. Not only Lin Ray, but even the middle-aged man who was about to make a move was quite thin. He looked at the woman who came forward. "This big brother, please don't be angry with my boyfriend. He just quarreled with me, so he is in a bad mood. However, you can rest assured that if he doesn't apologize, I will apologize for him. Everything is our fault. Please let him go." As she said this, the woman's face was full of apology. She bowed 90 degrees to the woman next to her and apologized. "I'm sorry, miss. It's my boyfriend's fault. He shouldn't have hit you. I apologize to you here. I hope you can let bygones be bygones and ask your boyfriend to let him go. Everything is his fault." This scene, even Lin Ray was dumbfounded. Previously, the woman said that he was her boyfriend. Lin Ray was already stunned by this point, let alone such a precious apology ceremony. Lin Ray didn't know who this woman was, but at the same time, Lin Ray wanted to know who this woman was even more. At the same time, the woman who was hit looked at the scene in front of her and hurriedly said to the person who apologized, that, you get up. Actually, it's not a big deal. It's just that my boyfriend cares about me too much. It's okay." As she said this, the woman winked at her boyfriend and gestured. "Ah. Yes. I care about my girlfriend too much. That's why I made such an extreme move. Since Qian has already apologized, then I don't have a moment. In that case, we will leave first." Seeing his girlfriend's gesture, the middle-aged man knew that this matter shouldn't be blown up. As long as this person wasn't stupid, he would know when to stop. Therefore, when he got his girlfriend's reminder, the middle-aged man quickly left with his girlfriend. As for the surrounding people, when they saw that there was nothing more to see, they also dispersed. The street returned to its usual bustling state. No one was paying attention to Lin Ray, who had fallen to the ground. After the woman saw that the matter was settled, she turned around and prepared to leave. However, she was stopped by Lin Ray. "Miss, thank you for saving my life just now. May I know your name? If it's possible, I would like to pay you a visit to thank you." "No need." Before Lin Ray could finish, the woman interrupted Lin Ray and rejected his request. "We don't have to meet again." Although that was what she said, Linley could sense that the woman's body was trembling. Although he didn't know why, when Linley looked at her back, he had the feeling that he knew her. However, no matter how hard he tried, he just couldn't remember. In the future, you live your life, and I live mine. Today's matter was purely an accident. I was just passing by and conveniently helped. Even if it was another person today, I would still do the same. After saying that, the woman hurriedly left the place. When she reached a corner in front of her, she instantly jumped into an empty alley. "Ah, ha ha ha." A cry instantly filled the alley. She insisted that this alley was a dead end and no one often came here. Otherwise, people would think that this woman was crazy. You don't know me, you don't know me. You made me so miserable that I didn't finish college before I got pregnant with your child. I couldn't finish college and had to drop out. Now, I can only work as a waiter. Every day, I have to go home and take care of my child. Moreover, I have to avoid those hooligans. But you are so busy. That person who was harmed by you, you are really." If Lin Ray was here and heard the woman's words, he would definitely recognize this woman. It turned out that this woman was the woman who had a one-night stand with him 9 years ago, Yao. Perhaps because she wanted to vent her grievances, after crying for a long time, Yao stopped crying. She wiped her tears, picked up the vegetables on the ground, and left. To Lin Ray, this was just a small episode. He didn't care about it at all. However, the more he thought about the woman who stood up for him, the more Lin Ray felt that she was very familiar. However, he couldn't remember who she was. In the end, Lin Ray gave up trying to recall. Let's go. I've cut off my last bit of worldly ties. It's time for me to leave. Everything will be sealed in my old memories. Everything will pass. At this moment, Linley had already made up his mind. He was going to help his younger brother and his mother complete one last task before leaving. That tiny bit of concern he had for them had been completely erased after today's events. As soon as he said he would do it, he threw all the unpleasant things to the back of his mind. Even the seemingly familiar woman was thrown to the back of his mind. He came to an empty alley. After activating his invisibility technique, he directly flew out of the place and headed in the direction of the Long family's house. Yao Er, who had left, returned to her own home in a house in a decent residential area in Yanjing. She opened the door and saw her son sitting on the sofa watching TV. She didn't know what he was watching, but he was so small that he couldn't close his mouth. He looked very cute. Yun, don't keep watching TV. You're still young. You can't watch it like that. Also, have you learned the skills that your teacher taught you? Did you have any training today? Mom, you're back. The child who was watching TV was about 8 years old. When he heard that it was his mother's voice, he immediately turned off the TV, trotted to his mother's side, and threw himself on her. Mom, don't worry. I've already learned Master Wu Jun's skills. I've also finished today's meditation. The teacher told me to watch TV. The child who was crawling on Yao Er's body quickly explained. He looked very nervous, as if he had misunderstood his mother. You know that our family isn't very rich. You don't have a good background, so the only thing we have is courage. Even if you don't have a good background, don't be discouraged. You have to work harder than others. If other people spend an hour, you have to spend 3 hours. If other people spend 3 hours, you have to spend more time than others. Only in this way can you be successful in the future, understand? Yes, I understand, mother. I will definitely learn from teacher in the future. The things that he taught me will definitely not disappoint you. After hearing his mother's words, the child named Yun seemed to understand the meaning behind it. He quickly jumped down from Yao Er's body and responded with a firm gaze. Okay, then go watch TV for a while. I'll go cook for you. When the food is ready, I'll call you to eat. As she spoke, Yao carried the dishes in her hands and walked into the small but cozy kitchen with a smile on her face. She busied herself with cooking. As for Yun, he returned to the sofa and turned on the TV. He looked very serious. After all, he was just an 8-year-old child. How could he be a real director? At this moment, Lin Ray, who had snuck into the Long family, didn't know that there was a son in this world that he didn't know about. If Lin Ray knew, he would definitely bring his son back at all costs, no matter who tried to stop him. At this moment, Lin Ray used the invisibility spell and released his divine sense to find Long Zhong's location. Then, without hesitation, he went to Long Zhong's door. However, at this moment, Lin Ray discovered that his mother, Ouyang Jing, was sitting next to Long Zhong's bed. She seemed to be asleep, tears flowing down her eyes. He didn't know what she was dreaming about. Her brows were furrowed, and her hands were clutching the blanket tightly, unwilling to let go. Sigh. Lin Ray, who was outside the door, saw this scene and had nothing to say. He could only sigh helplessly. Then, he quietly entered the room. Mother, this might be the last time I see you so close. I'm afraid I won't have another chance in the future. Maybe I won't know how long I'll be gone. In 100 or 1,000 years, you'll still be alive. Looking at his mother, Lin Ray suddenly realized that there were a few more strands of white hair on her head. Seeing this, Lin Ray's heart trembled. He couldn't control his tears, and they flowed uncontrollably. Yes. I'm over 50. I didn't think too much about it. Mother, you're already so old. Looking at the white hair on his mother's head, Lin Ray remembered that he was already over 30. Then, his mother must be even older. At this time, Lin Ray was even more reluctant to part with her. There's nothing I can do for you. The only thing I can do is to help you slow down your aging speed and increase your lifespan. I hope that we can meet again in 300 years. If you're still alive then, I'll definitely help you break through your cultivation and become a cultivator. I'll let you live a long life. With that, Lin Ray slowly walked to his mother and the so-called father. After taking out his hands from his pockets, for medicinal pills lay quietly in Lin Ray's palms. If the Long family's ancestor was here, he would definitely be so surprised that his jaw would drop. Others might not know, but the Long family's ancestor must be able to feel the strong spiritual energy from these 4 medicinal pills. It was so strong that he couldn't bear to eat it. Mother, this is the only thing your son can do. Although I don't want to save him, he's your husband after all, the father of my brothers and sisters. With that, Lin Ray took the medicinal pills and went to Long Zhong's body. He opened his mouth with his hand and stuffed the medicinal pills in. Chapter 279. I saved you this time, but I won't be so lucky next time. When I'm not around, you'll have to take care of my mother and siblings. As he spoke, Linley took out 2 more pills and stuffed them into Long Zhong's mouth. After doing all this, Lin Ray turned to look at his mother, who was lying on the edge of the bed. Lin Ray's eyes were filled with reluctance as he stuffed the last pill into Ouyang Jing's mouth. Everything is done. It seems like there's no reason for me to stay in this world anymore. Lin Ray, who had done all this last night, took a final look at Ouyang Jing before leaving the Long family's villa resolutely. At this time, not long after Linley had left, Long Zhong, who was unconscious and heavily injured, began to react. It's so hot, so hot. At this moment, Long Zhong's skin was completely red, like a piece of red-hot iron. It was a horrifying sight. Slowly, Long Zhong opened his eyes. His hands began to unwrap the bandages on his body. Perhaps because his movements were too big, Ouyang Jing, who had been lying next to him, woke up. Ah. Brother Zhong, you're awake? Ouyang Jing's sleepy eyes disappeared without a trace after confirming that her husband was really awake. Well, I don't know what's going on, but my entire body is unbearably hot right now. Moreover, there seems to be a terrifying energy flowing through my veins. What's even more inconceivable is that this terrifying energy seems to be repairing my damaged dantian. At this moment, Long Zhong felt all kinds of discomfort in his body. It was all due to the medicinal properties of Lin Ray's condensed pill. It should be known that the condensed pill was a heaven-level pill that was close to being a king-level pill. Moreover, it was specially made to treat Long Zhong's condition. This type of pill was refined by Lin Ray under the pressure of the little dragon. Moreover, Linley had fed Long Zhong 3 medicinal pills at once. One was to repair the dantian, one was to increase the lifespan, and one was to heal the injuries on the body. The combination of 3 heaven-level medicinal pills was unbearable even for an independent practitioner. What's more, Long Zhong was just an ordinary person who was seriously injured. If Linley hadn't left some suppressing medicinal pills on him before leaving, Long Zhong's body would have exploded and he would have died, not just because his body was burning up. Ah. Then wait for me, I'll go get it for you right away. Ask the ancestor to come over and take a look. Don't. After saying that, Ouyang Jing ran out directly. He didn't even see Long Zhong stop him. Moreover, perhaps because they were both too nervous and too concerned about each other, Long Zhong didn't even notice the change in Ouyang Jing. Long Zhong was not the only one who had changed. Ouyang Jing had also undergone obvious changes. The wrinkles that had grown on her face due to the erosion of time were gone at this moment. Her skin was so smooth that it made people jealous. The white hair on her head had also disappeared at this moment. She had beautiful black hair. Even a teenage girl would probably rush up to her and ask her what makeup she used to protect her hair. Ouyang Jing was too concerned about Long Zhong. He trotted all the way to the place where the ancestor of the Long family was in seclusion and shouted loudly. "Ancestor, Brother Zhong is awake now, but his body is red, and... What? You mean Long Zhong is awake?" At this moment, a voice came from the room. There was an element of disbelief in the voice, as if it was impossible for this person to wake up. Yes, Brother Zhong is awake, but I don't know why, but Brother Zhong said that he is very uncomfortable at the moment. His skin is red like a piece of soldering iron, and there is heat coming out of his head. He looks very... Hearing the ancestor's question, Ouyang Jing couldn't afford to be negligent. He hurriedly told him everything about Long Zhong. Let's go and see how they are doing." Before Ouyang Jing could finish speaking, the ancestor wrapped Ouyang Jing with his spiritual power and teleported him to Long Zhong's door. Hiss. At this moment, the ancestor of the Long family, who was at the door, saw Long Zhong's expression at the moment. He immediately sucked in a cold breath and his eyes were filled with disbelief. How is this possible? How is this possible? Zhong's dantian is repairing itself? As soon as he saw Long Zhong's appearance, the ancestor's divine sense had already seen through Long Zhong's body. However, what he saw was the most unbelievable thing in his life. Whoosh! The ancestor of the Long family was already in front of Long Zhong. One of his hands was filled with spiritual power, and he directly placed it on Long Zhong's back. The spiritual power passed through his hand and directly into Long Zhong's body. Bang! A loud sound was heard. The moment Long Zhong's body came into contact with Long Zhong's body, he was blasted away by an invisible force. As a result, the Long family's ancestor was blasted away and hit the wall behind him. How is this possible? Who did this? That energy is suppressing the explosion of power for Zhong, allowing Zhong, to smoothly repair his dantian and damaged meridians. In the beginning, the Long family patriarch hadn't been very sure. Now, he was basically certain that this had been done by someone. Furthermore, someone who had been able to use a trace of spiritual energy to knock him away and injure him. In the Long family patriarch's mind, that tyrannical and bloodthirsty figure kept appearing. Hiss. The ancestor of the Long family sucked in a breath of cold air. His body could not help but tremble as if he had thought of something terrifying. Hee hee. Hee hee. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Suddenly, the ancestor of the Long family seemed to have thought of something. Ouyang Jing frowned at the side. He did not understand why the ancestor of the Long family found out at this time. What made him puzzled was that something had shaken the ancestor of the Long family back just now. All these questions made Ouyang Jing puzzled. Ancestor. You are. In the end, Ouyang Jing could not help but ask the ancestor of the Long family. It was not only out of curiosity, but also because this concerned the life of his husband. Ha ha ha, it's okay. Zhong's dantian is being repaired by a mysterious energy. However, this energy is too powerful. Fortunately, there is a type of spiritual power suppressing this energy. If not for this spiritual power, I believe that Zhong would have exploded and died at this moment. Oh. Hearing the ancestor's words, Ouyang Jing accepted this fact dubiously. Moreover, you should rest assured that all of this, if I'm not wrong, is the masterpiece of your eldest son, Lin Ray. What? Ray? At this point, Ouyang Jing's face was filled with disbelief. He had never thought that his son would come to his rescue. Yes, I fought with your eldest son before, so I'm very familiar with his spiritual power. The spiritual power that pushed me back just now was undoubtedly your eldest son's, so you can rest assured now." With that, the ancestor of the Long family smiled and did not say anything else. Then, he walked out. Looking at the back of the ancestor who left, Ouyang Jing looked at the door in a daze and could not help but mutter, "Ray, is that you?" At this moment, Lin Ray, who he was talking about, had already left the Long family and returned to his villa. At this moment, Linley was sitting on the sofa in a relaxed manner, enjoying the bliss of a family reunion. "Hubby, tell me, are we going to leave just like this? Are we not going to say goodbye to mother, brother, sister, and your friends?" Looking at his wife lying in his arms, Lin Ray did not say anything and only smiled faintly. "All right. I respect your decision." Seeing that her husband did not answer, Jean Ling knew that no matter how much she asked, he would not say anything. Actually, it's nothing. Our wishes in the mortal world have been fulfilled and we have nothing to worry about. So, it's time to leave, and those friends are destined to never see each other again in the future, so there's no need to see them again. However, the most important thing now is for you to quickly enjoy life here. In a few days, we'll leave. Oh, this little life is not bad. I haven't come out for so long and you didn't say anything about looking for me in the system. It really makes me sad." Suddenly, just as Lin Ray was talking to his wife, the little dragon, who had been missing for a long time, walked out of the system and looked at Lin Ray sourly and said with grievance, "You're still sad? Come on, don't think that I don't know that you've been looking for a place to build the 9 spirits teleportation array for the past few days. Even if I went to find you, you wouldn't come out to see me. I know that you want to leave this place more than anyone else." Looking at the little dragon in front of him, Lin Ray was very happy in his heart. It would be a lie to say that he didn't miss him. However, Lin Ray was very willing to argue with each other in this kind of life. At least you're smart. However, you don't say, I really found a place to build the 9 spirits teleportation array. You should know that place. Oh, where is it? After hearing that he had found a place to build the 9 spirits teleportation array, Lin Ray stood up from the sofa with a quiver. Ah! A scream made Lin Ray come back to his senses. He turned his head and at this moment, his wife was sitting on the ground, looking at him with an angry expression on her face. Suddenly, Lin Ray felt a chill on his back. He felt a chill in his heart. Lin Ray knew that today was over. That Ling, listen to my explanation, listen to my explanation. This matter is like this, I'm going to. Lin Ray, you're dead. You actually pushed me to the ground. Don't even think about entering the room today. Sleep on the sofa in the hall for me. Sure enough. At this moment, when Lin Ray saw his wife sitting on the ground, such a scene had already appeared in his mind. Ling, I have something to do now. Please wait until tonight to talk about this matter. After that, without waiting for Jean Ling to react, Lin Ray quickly ran upstairs and got into the room. And, in the hall, Jean Ling, not long after Lin Ray left, came back to her senses. The anger from before disappeared, leaving only a face looking upstairs. Lin Ray entered the room. Hubby, you're really getting cuter and cuter. I haven't said anything yet. If Lin Ray was here and heard this sentence, he would definitely be deflated. At this moment, Lin Ray, who entered the room, directly entered the system without any hesitation. Hey, little dragon, you just said that you found the location of the 9 spirits teleportation circle, and you also said that I might know where it is. Lin Ray, oh Lin Ray, I didn't expect that the fearless you would be so scared of your wife under the blanket. You really made me look at you in a new light. At this moment, the little dragon was in the air, full of sarcasm at Lin Ray. Moreover, it looked very funny, leaning forward and backward laughing, almost breathless. Ugh! Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Ray was slightly embarrassed and quickly changed the topic. Cough, let's not talk about this first. First, tell me where it is, and I'll tell you where it is. Ha ha ha, okay, I'll tell you. Perhaps the little dragon had not calmed down from the previous incident. After understanding Lin Rei's intention, it smiled and told him the location where the 9 spirits teleportation circle was drawn. At the peak of Mount Tai, the spirit chi gathers there. It is a natural place to carve a formation. Moreover, the spirit chi there is much stronger than here. If I carve a formation there, I should be able to reach an unimaginable height. What, the peak of Mount Tai? After hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei did not expect that the place where the 9 spirits teleportation circle was drawn was actually on this world's famous mountain, Mount Tai. Yes, it's there, as long as you draw it and add spirit stones. You should be able to reach the conditions to go to other places. Ha ha ha, good. At this moment, Lin Rei was very excited. Since the place to draw the 9 spirits teleportation circle had been solved, then Lin Rei had no problems. For a heaven-level array master, Lin Rei had met all the conditions, so there was no difficulty, although Lin Rei had not drawn the 9 spirits teleportation circle. Don't be happy too early. The difficulty of the 9 spirits teleportation array is not as simple as you think. It requires time and preparation to complete. Therefore, you should hurry up and settle the matters of the secular world during this period of time. Hurry to Mount Tai and comprehend the mystery of the 9 spirits teleportation circle, just in case, so you must hurry over. Lin Li had just heard Xiaolong's words, and he also knew how difficult it would be. However, Lin Li still believed that he would be able to accomplish this on his own. As for leaving as soon as possible, Lin Li really wanted to. After all, he had already dealt with the matters of the mortal world. Okay, don't worry, I'll go out in a while and tell Ling, then I'll call all the dark group back, and then we'll go to the peak of Mount Tai. Looking at Ling Er's appearance, Lin Rei didn't stay for too long. He didn't want to attract trouble, so he ran out of the villa. Hee, hubby is getting cuter and cuter. Looking at her husband's appearance, Jean Ling couldn't help but look at the clothes she was wearing. Only then did she understand why Lin Rei ran away just now. For a moment, 2 blushes climbed up her cheeks. At this moment, Lin Rei, who had run out of the villa, came to the street. Only then did he remember that there weren't that many dark group members spread out under the blanket. There were only a dozen or so in the Jiutian Trading Company, and at this moment, Lin Rei suddenly remembered that 9 years ago, because he was drunk, he accidentally slept with a woman. Later, he sent a member of the dark group to secretly protect her. However, because of his cultivation, he finally forgot about it. It seems that I still have to look for her. After not seeing her for so long, her resentment should have disappeared. After all, both of them were responsible for what happened back then. In the end, Lin Rei really couldn't think of where else to send the dark group members. Lin Rei released his divine sense and cast the invisibility spell on his body. He flew into the sky and began a carpet search of Yanjing. Jean Ling, who had separated from Lin Rei, drove to the largest shopping mall in Yanjing and began to crazily sweep up the goods. She was thinking about snacks like ham sausages and clothes. Of course, the purpose of Jean Ling's visit this time was to stock up a batch of good wine for Lin Rei. She knew that her husband didn't have a nickname. Other than drinking some wine, there was nothing else. Mom, do you think we won't tell Grandma and the others about our departure? Jean N, who was accompanying Jean Ling to the shopping mall, wanted to say something but hesitated. In the end, he couldn't help but say it out loud. Just as he was choosing wine on the wine rack, he suddenly heard this sentence. The hand that was holding the wine stopped in the air, motionless, without any reaction. Seeing Jean Ling's actions, Jean N knew that he must have said something wrong, so he quickly lowered his head and made a look like he was wrong. I know that you are worried about your father, but you have to know that we are not people from the same world as them. Your father is a person who is determined to reach the peak of the Tao, and they are destined to be like this for the rest of their lives. Therefore, how to do this depends on your father's attitude. We can't interfere. The only thing we can do is to fully support him. Looking at her son's appearance, Jean Ling quickly comforted him and said what she thought in her heart. However, it seemed that the effect was quite good. Jean Ling, who had just finished speaking, saw Jean En, who had lowered his head, raise his head. Oh, I know. I won't say it again. That's right. So, what you need to do now is to see what you want to buy. Perhaps you can also see what you want to buy for your father. When you have chosen, we will buy it. Okay. Hearing his mother's words, Jean En regained his fighting spirit and began to pick out a gift for Lin Rui. In the air above a small district in Beijing, Lin Rui, who was looking for the dark department, stopped here. I didn't expect her to live here. At this moment, Lin Rui, who was standing in the air, saw the figure of the dark department in his divine sense. At the same time, there was a little boy beside the dark department. He looked to be about 8 years old. However, to Lin Li's surprise, the members of the dark department were actually teaching the little boy how to train. Seeing this scene, Lin Li's brows furrowed deeply. He remembered that when he established the dark department, he seemed to have said that their things could not be passed on to others, or their children or descendants without his consent. Now, Lin Rui saw that the dark department had violated his own rules and privately taught here. How could Lin Rui accept this? How dare you ignore my words? It seems that the dark department should be reorganized. If the other members of the dark department knew what Lin Rui was thinking, they would definitely vomit blood. After saying that, Lin Rui prepared to go and ask for an explanation. At this moment, a familiar figure appeared in Lin Rui's divine sense. Yun, how was your practice today? Did you cause trouble at your master Wu Jun's place? Why is she here? At this moment, Lin Rui, who was in the sky, saw this woman and was surprised. Wasn't this woman the one who helped him out and said that he was her boyfriend? For a moment, Lin Li didn't understand. He didn't understand why she would recognize him, and why her son was under his tutelage. Lin Li didn't know how to answer all these questions. Miss, you are too polite. You can just call me Wu Jun. Also, young master is very diligent and has good talent. He must have inherited young master's talent. If he can return to young master's side, I believe that his future will be limitless. Enough, I know what you are going to say next. However, you don't have to say it. I would rather my son become an ordinary person than let that person know that he still has a son in this world. I just want him to know how much pain he has brought me. He wants me to have a home that I can't return to and a father that can't tolerate. Sigh. Hearing the woman's words, Wu Jun sighed. He didn't know what else to say. At this moment, the most shocking thing was the Lin Rui in the sky. At this moment, Lin Rui finally found out from their mouths that the woman who had helped him before was the Yao, who had given birth to the seed of hatred in her heart 9 years ago. Moreover, when he heard Wu Jun call him young master, Lin Rui was even more certain that he had a son. It was the son of that woman. Damn. I didn't expect him to win in just one night. Moreover, he has grown so big now. At this moment, Lin Rui was pleasantly surprised and excited. At the same time, he was also a little worried in his heart. What made him happy and excited was that he still had a son. Moreover, he wanted to be very healthy. However, there was still his wife, Jean Ling. If Jean Ling had a son outside, Lin Rui didn't know the consequences. However, Lin Rui knew that the following days could only be a difficult ending for him. Thinking of this, Lin Rui didn't have any intention of rushing down. Instead, he was in the air, releasing his 5 senses and seriously listening to their conversation below. At this moment, Wu Jun, who was in the residential area, had a helpless expression on his face. He knew that no matter what he said, she would never forgive the young master. Therefore, in the end, Wu Jun directly gave up. This was because every time they talked about Lin Rei, there would always be a time when they would quarrel. At this moment, Yun, who was cultivating beside them, opened her eyes after hearing their words. She asked them with a confused expression, "Mother, master, why are you quarreling? And who is the young master you're talking about? Every time I hear you quarrel, it's because of this young master." The originally frozen atmosphere was completely shattered by Yun-er's words. Yun-er, actually, young master is nothing. We were just playing like this. Also, didn't you say that you wanted to eat braised pork ribs? I specially worked overtime to earn money and bought it for you. Ah. Really? When she heard about braised pork ribs, Yun became excited. After all, she was only an 8-year-old child. Even if she was an adult, she couldn't completely resist the temptation of delicious food. When she heard about braised pork ribs, Yun hurriedly pulled Yao-er's hand and walked towards her house. Wu Jun didn't follow them. Instead, he looked up in horror at the space above his head where Lin Rei was. Yao-er, who was in front, felt that Wu Jun wasn't following her. She stopped in her tracks and turned around. When she saw that Wu Jun was still standing in the same spot, Yao-er instantly felt that Wu Jun was like this because of what she had just said. Yao-er's heart was filled with guilt as she spoke to Wu Jun. "Wu Jun, at least what I said to you was infuriating. Don't be a human. Look at how happy Yun is. On account of the braised pork ribs, come and eat together." What Yao-er didn't know was that Wu Jun didn't have the guts to eat now. He didn't even dare to move, let alone eat with her. Just as Yao-er and Yun were about to go eat, Lin Rei, who was in the air, couldn't hold back any longer. He sent a voice transmission to Wu Jun, telling him to come and see him immediately. At this moment, Wu Jun, who was standing in the same spot, heard Yao-er's words and lowered his head with difficulty. He looked at Yao-er, who was walking over, and said, "Miss, he's here." One sentence, just one sentence, caused Yao-er, who had just walked over, to stop in her tracks. What? That's impossible. How could he be back? Furthermore, there's no one else here. When Wu Jun said the word he, Yao-er knew what it meant. However, after looking around, Yao-er didn't see anything and thought that Wu Jun was joking with her. However, when Wu Jun didn't respond and didn't dare to move an inch, Yao-er knew that he really was here. Wu Jun wasn't lying. "Yun-er, go back and eat first. I have something to discuss with your master Wu Jun." Yao hurriedly turned around and said to her son. "Oh, I know." Yun-er, who wasn't far away, replied dejectedly after hearing her mother's words. She then turned around and walked back home. At this moment, when there was no one else around, Yao-er said to Wu Jun, "Take me to see him." Hearing Yao-er's words, Wu Jun looked up at the sky. Not long after, Wu Jun lowered his head and nodded in agreement. "All right, I'll take you to see him now." As he spoke, he grabbed Yao-er's hand. Before Yao-er could figure out the situation, the scene in front of her had changed. A figure appeared in front of her. This was someone she had always hated, someone she didn't want to see. If he hadn't been in trouble, she wouldn't have gone back to help him. However, what shocked Yao-er even more was that all of this was beyond her scope of understanding and knowledge. Chapter 281. You. How could you? At this moment, Yao-er looked at her feet and saw that there were no footprints. Coupled with the surrounding scenery, she believed that as long as this person was not a fool, he or she would be able to guess where they were. Subordinate Wu Jun greets Sect leader. While Yao-er was still in shock, Wu Jun directly knelt in the air and kowtowed to Lin Rei. His head was buried deep in the clouds and he did not dare to lift it up. His body was trembling as if he was frightened by something. Humph, Wu Jun, you still remember that you are a member of my dark group. You are Lin Rei's disciple. Looking at Wu Jun kneeling on the ground, Lin Rei knew that the person he was teaching was his own son. Lin Rei's willingness completely disappeared. However, he could avoid death, but he could not escape punishment. A small punishment was still necessary. Otherwise, the sect's rules would be useless. Yes, subordinate has always been a member of the Xuanzong sect's dark group. I dare not forget. Wu Jun was already very scared. After Lin Rei's words, he became even more scared. As for Yao, her eyes were filled with shock and worry. She was shocked at Lin Li's strength, but she was also worried. After all, Wu Jun had been with her for so many years, and had secretly helped her a great deal. Thus, she was worried about the punishment Wu Jun was about to receive. When I first established the dark group, I had already set the rules. Without my permission, you are not allowed to pass on the martial arts to anyone. Even your descendants are not allowed. What did you do? Ah! Boom! A murderous aura was released by Lin Rei in an instant. The thick murderous aura directly formed a solid knife, blocking Wu Jun's deceit. It could be chopped down at any time. It's subordinate's fault. Subordinate is willing to accept the punishment. Even if sect leader wants to kill Wu Jun will accept it. Feeling the murderous aura, Wu Jun knew that he would not be able to escape death today. As the saying goes, if the king wants his subordinate to die, the subordinate must die. Therefore, Wu Jun gave up resisting. He raised his head and closed his eyes, preparing for the arrival of his expectations. No, you cannot kill Wu Jun. A voice suddenly entered the ears of Wu Jun, who was already prepared to face death. Immediately, a warm feeling rose up in his heart. Yao was looking at the saber in the sky, which was emitting a cold aura. Yao couldn't help but take 2 steps back in fear. But for Wu Jun's life, Yao overcame her fear. In order to save Wu Jun, Yao resolutely took a few steps towards Lin Rei. When she arrived in front of Lin Rei, she begged Lin Rei. Lin Rei, let him go. Oh. Let him go? Hearing Yao's pleading, Lin Rei felt a little awkward. He didn't know why, but Lin Rei didn't want Yao to plead for Wu Jun. What qualifications do you have? Since he made a mistake, he should be punished. This is the rule. Without rules, nothing can be accomplished. Therefore, I can't agree to your plea. Since he passed the cultivation technique to others, he should be punished. As he spoke, the saber in the sky slowly descended towards Wu Jun. But the speed was very slow, so slow that it was hard to believe. Ah, you can't kill him. Wu Jun didn't go against your words. Wu Jun didn't pass it to others. He passed it to your son, Lin Yun. Can't you do that? Looking at the saber descending, Yao's mind suddenly went blank. She couldn't help but think that Lin Yun's identity was Lin Rei's. But very quickly, Yao regretted it. As expected. The moment he heard Yao say it herself, the frost on Lin Rei's face disappeared. It was replaced by a happy smile. The saber in the sky also disappeared the moment Yao said Lin Yun's identity. Everything returned to normal. You lied to me? Seeing this, Yao instantly understood. It turned out that Lin Rei wanted her to admit the identity of that child. Thinking of this, Yao regretted it. If she had known this would happen, she wouldn't have said it in the first place. However, there was no medicine for regret in this world. So, regret was useless. Once the words were spoken, there was no way to take them back. And the other party couldn't pretend that they didn't hear it. I didn't lie to you. The moment I saw Yun, I knew whose son he was. After all, he is related by blood. What, you knew? Then why did you kill Wu Jun? Hearing Lin Rei's words, Yao was completely helpless. If she had known this would happen, she would have bitten her lip and not let it go. Alright Wu Jun, get up. You can't avoid the death penalty, but you can't escape punishment. Although the person you imparted the cultivation technique to is my son, you didn't get my permission. Most importantly, you didn't report the birth of my son to me. This is the most intolerable thing I can't tolerate. It would be a lie to say that Lin Rei wasn't angry. He had such a big son outside. As a member of the Dark Department, Wu Jun didn't report it to him. This was the biggest mistake he had made as a member of the Dark Department. Yes, this subordinate has sinned. Please punish me, Sect leader. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Wu Jun knew that his life was saved. As for the punishment, Wu Jun wasn't worried at all. After all, injuries could be healed. If he died, there would be no hope for him. Compared to that, Wu Jun would rather be punished. Alright, since you've said so, I'll treat it as if you're in seclusion for 1,000 years in the Bell of Heaven and Earth. You must break through to the Golden Immortal Realm within 1,000 years. If you can't, I'll take your life. Breaking through to the Golden Immortal Realm within 1,000 years was a piece of cake for the members of the Dark Department. If he had known earlier, 1,000 years outside would have been a long time ago. Lin Rei had such confidence in him and the members of the Dark Department. Yes, this subordinate has received the order. Within 1,000 years, I will definitely break through to the Golden Immortal Realm. The conversation between Lin Rei and Wu Jun was heard by Yao. At this moment, he was very confused. What 1,000 years? In his knowledge, a person who could live to more than 100 years was already considered a long life, let alone 1,000 years. Without saying anything, Yao continued to listen to their conversation. She wanted to hear what else they had to say. That's enough. Don't kneel down so easily. Am I that scary? Really, you're making me old by kneeling like this. Looking at the kneeling Wu Jun, Linley rolled his eyes and hurriedly told Wu Jun to get up, then began to complain to him. Alright, let's not talk about anything else. I'm here to bring you back. I'm leaving this place. Really? Sect leader, are we really leaving this place? A series of startled cries rang out from Wu Jun's mouth. As soon as he heard Linley say that he was going to leave, Wu Jun grew agitated. Looking at Wu Jun's expression at this moment, Lin Rei knew that they all wanted to leave this place. After all, there was no possibility of cultivating here. Yes, that's right. I'm going to draw a teleportation portal and use it to leave this place. I'm going to head to a higher realm to cultivate. With that, Lin Rei turned around and looked at Yao, who had been listening to their conversation. With a sincere face, he asked, "You heard what I said just now as well?" Actually, Wu Jun and I are not ordinary people. We're the legendary self-cultivators that you guys speak of. Instantly, as soon as Linley finished speaking, silence filled the air. Linley and Yao looked at each other, their gazes filled with sincerity. Pfft. Ha 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 ha, a loud laugh broke the silence. Yao was laughing so hard that she was swaying back and forth. It wasn't that she didn't believe Lin Rei's words. She just didn't believe that the self-cultivators that Lin Rei spoke of were real. Of course, after hearing her laughter, Lin Rei knew that she didn't believe him at all. Therefore, Lin Rei didn't say anything else. He just wanted to prove that everything he said was true. With a whoosh, Lin Rei moved. With a teleport, Lin Rei disappeared from the spot. When he reappeared, he was already beside Yao. Since you don't believe me, I'll let you see for yourself where you are right now. With that, Lin Rei formed a seal in his hands. The moment the seal was completed, Lin Rei cast it on Yao. At the same time, Yao's body disappeared from the sky. Of course, she disappeared together with Lin Rei. Hugging Yao Er's slim waist, he flew down. Wu Jun followed behind silently. How can this be? Are we really in the sky? At this moment, the moment Lin Rei descended, Yao vaguely felt that what the man beside her said was true. They were really self-cultivators. Now you believe me. Not too long later, given the speed at which Linley was descending, they landed on the balcony of Yao Er's home. Looking at Yao, who was hugging him tightly because of fear, Lin Rei couldn't help but say, "Follow me. This time, I came here only to take Wu Jun away. I didn't expect you to be pregnant with my child 9 years ago. And now you're all grown up. So, this time, not only will I take Wu Jun away, I will also take you and Yun away. I can't let my bloodline be here." At this moment, Lin Rei's tone was very firm, giving people a feeling that they had to obey. His whole person revealed a domineering temperament, making people subdued involuntarily. After saying that, without waiting for Yao Er's reply, Lin Rei pushed open the door of the balcony and walked into the room. At this moment, Yao who was on the balcony, looked at the thin but safe back view. Yao was moved. At this moment, 9 years of hatred disappeared. No, you can't. Thinking of the news that Lin Rei said that he was going to leave, and now that he was going to reunite with his son, an ominous premonition arose spontaneously, making Yao afraid. After saying that, Yao rushed into the room. In the hall, Lin Rei's figure was still there. At this moment, in the middle of the day, Lin Rei stood at the door, looking at Yun, who was sitting on the floor in the room playing with his toys. His face was full of happiness. For a moment, when Lin Rei saw him, he was stunned on the spot. "You can't." At this moment, Yao arrived. Just as she was about to say something, she saw Lin Rei standing at the door of the room, staring straight at Lin Yun in the room without saying a word. After a long time, Lin Yun, who was in the room, seemed to be tired. When he raised his head and saw Linley and Yao at the door, he immediately stood up excitedly. He went to Yao Er's side and threw himself on her. "Mom, you came back at noon. I didn't even touch the braised pork ribs. I was waiting for you to come back and eat with me." In one sentence, it was enough to understand that the days they were living here were to Lin Rei. Braised pork ribs were ordinary home-cooked dishes, but in Yun Er's eyes, it was rare. It was as if this was a rare thing. It could be seen that they did not eat it often at home. Yun is so obedient. "Okay, since that's the case, Mom will eat with you." After hearing her son's words, Yao Er's eyes became moist. Her heart trembled slightly, and she agreed to Yun Er's request. Without even looking at Lin Rei, she walked out of the room and went to the living room. This was a house with 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and 1 living room. It could only accommodate 2 people. If there were more, it wouldn't be able to fit. Looking at this house, Lin Rei didn't know how they lived these past few years. "Mom, who is that person? Why is he in our house? Also, where is Master Wu Jun? Why didn't he come? Why don't we let him eat with us?" When Yao and Yun arrived at the dining table and saw Lin Rei following them, Yun asked suspiciously. However, she only asked once, then turned her attention to Wu Jun. This made Lin Rei, who was standing behind her, feel very uncomfortable. Lin Rei wanted to be angry, but he couldn't do anything about it. All these years, apart from Wu Jun who appeared in Yun Er's world, he didn't appear at all. Therefore, Lin Rei could only hold it in and not say anything about this. Yun be good. Master Wu Jun is busy now. When he has time in the future, let's let him eat with us, okay? Even she didn't know where Wu Jun was at this moment, so how could she let him eat here? "Oh. Okay." When Yun heard her mother's words, her face instantly fell. Then, she lowered her head and began to eat the pork ribs. Yun, don't you want to eat something delicious? At this moment, Lin Rei, who had been standing silently at the side, saw his son gnawing on a piece of braised pork ribs. For a moment, his heart ached for his son. Then, he couldn't help but walk forward and say to Yun, When Yao saw this scene, the bad feeling in her heart increased again. Her eyes were filled with vigilance as she looked at Lin Rei, as if she was guarding against Lin Rei. Yes, but my family doesn't have money. I know that mom works outside every day and it's very tiring. Chapter 282. At this moment, Lin Yun was looking at Lin Rei with clear eyes. His appearance was heart-wrenching. After all, he was only 8 years old and he already knew about his mother's appearance. Lin Rei heard Lin Yun's words and felt a twinge of pain in his heart. It was so painful that he couldn't breathe. If he had come here earlier, if he hadn't separated Yao back then, perhaps everything would have been different. However, there was no medicine for regret in this world. Time couldn't be turned back. The only thing Lin Rei could do now was to ensure that the two of them would live happily ever after. At this moment, Lin Rei secretly made a promise in his heart. In the future, he would definitely protect the two of them well and not let them receive any skin from anyone. It's fine, Dad. I'll buy it for you. What do you want to eat? I'll buy it for you. You can eat as much as you want. After making up his mind, Lin Rei said to Lin Yun emotionally. However, perhaps because of his excitement and heartache, he almost revealed his identity. At this moment, Lin Rei really wanted to reveal his identity to Lin Yun. I'm your father, I'm your biological father. However, Lin Rei knew that he had already let his mother down. Without Yao Er's approval, Lin Rei didn't dare and didn't want to say it. Really? You'll really give me good food? At this moment, Lin Yun felt as if he had discovered a new continent. He was so excited that he directly jumped off the chair. However, just as he was feeling excited, he turned his head to look at his mother, as if asking for her consent. Yao Er, who had been watching them talk, was also hesitant. She knew that with her conditions, it would be difficult to nurture her son into a talent. However, for a biological father, it was indeed very easy. However, she didn't want to be separated from her son. At this moment, she was at a loss. She didn't know what to do. Yao Er, agree. I know that you still hold a grudge against me for what I did in the past, but for the future growth of the child, can we let go of the grudge in our hearts and let the child live a happy and worry-free life? Lin Rei knew that he had let Yao down back then, but he didn't want his son to become a mediocre cultivator in the future. Furthermore, he was about to leave soon. Perhaps he would return in 100 years, but at that time, would his son and his mother still be alive? No one could be sure about this. Hearing the words of the man she had always resented, Yao didn't know what to say. Because, in her heart, she had slowly accepted this fact. At the same time, she also knew that what Lin Rei said was right. I will leave here very soon. As for why, I believe you should have heard from outside just now. I want to leave this place and I won't return for 100 years. In the past, I didn't know about Yun Er's existence, but now that I know, I won't feel at ease and can't bear to leave my son behind. So, I want to discuss with you, can you? No, I don't want my son to leave me. I can't let my son leave me. I want to be with my Yun Er. Before Lin Rei could finish his words, Yao hugged him as if she had gone crazy. Her eyes were filled with vigilance as she inched back. Yao Er's actions startled Lin Rei. He didn't expect Yao to do such a thing. However, Lin Rei laughed at her actions. At the same time, he understood the reason behind it. Yao don't worry. I know what you're worried about. I won't let you and Yun be separated. I won't do anything beastly. With a smile on his face, Lin Rei gave Yao a reassuring look before continuing his words. What I mean is, not only will I take Yun with me, I will also take you with me. I know that you love Yun very much. So, are you satisfied with this decision? Really? Hearing Lin Rei's words, Yao looked at Lin Rei in disbelief and doubt. Yes, really. This is what I think. I want you to leave this place with me. I want to watch Yun grow up slowly. So, what is your choice? Seeing Yao's doubt, Lin Rei knew why she was like this. So, regarding this point, Lin Rei didn't say much. Instead, he emphasized it again. Silence. After hearing Lin Rei's words, Yao fell silent. At this moment, her heart was in a mess. She didn't know what to do. As for Lin Yun, who had been in Yao's embrace all this time, perhaps because his mother was hugging him too tightly, he couldn't breathe and began to struggle. However, Lin Yun was confused by their words just now. He didn't know what they meant. Perhaps he didn't know now, but when he grew up and thought about today's matter, he believed that he would understand. Mom, you're hugging me too tightly. I can't breathe. At this moment, Lin Yun finally spoke. To break free from Yao's embrace, for a cultivator like Wu Jun, it was easy. However, this would hurt his mother. So, Lin Yun could only use this method to leave his mother's embrace. Oh. I'm sorry, it's mother's fault. Mother forgot. Hearing her son's words, Yao hurriedly let go of Lin Yun. At this moment, Lin Yun, who was released, was sweating profusely. He looked very cute. How about it? What do you think of this matter? My time is limited. I can't stay here with you all the time. Also, I want to. Okay, I promise you. I'll leave with you. As for letting Yun meet you, I also agree. At this moment, Lin Rei's expression was very funny. He stared at Yao with eyes full of disbelief. His mouth was so big that a goose egg could be stuffed into it. Lin Rei found it hard to believe that Yao would agree so easily. He thought that it would be a long war, but he didn't expect it to be so easy. This made Lin Rei feel that it was unreal. Are you sure you want Yun to meet me? In order to prevent any trickery, Linley had no choice but to once again confirm with Yao. However, the final result was something that greatly surprised Linley. That's right, I agree to meet you with Yun. I don't know how capable you are, but I hope that you can teach Yun well. As for me, I don't care. As long as Yun lives well, I'll be happy. Don't worry, as long as I know it, I will teach it to him unconditionally. Hearing Yao's request, Lin Rei didn't think too much about it. But even if Yao didn't say it, Lin Rei would still do it. At this moment, all the obstacles in front of Lin Yun had disappeared. Lin Rei excitedly turned around and hugged Lin Yun in his arms. He lifted him up and said to Lin Yun with tears in his eyes. Yun, I am your father. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei felt even more guilty. They had just met and brought him so much trouble. For a moment, Lin Rei was very embarrassed. He took out a profound level healing pill from his ring and stuffed it into Yao's mouth. Although it was a profound level healing pill, its effect was more than enough for Yao's current situation. It wasn't that Lin Rei didn't want to use a heaven level healing pill, but Yao's current mortal body was undoubtedly courting death. Alright Yun, your mother is fine. She'll wake up soon. You must be hungry. I'll make some food for you. After saying that, Lin Rei left Lin Yun in the room to accompany his mother. Lin Rei believed that at this moment, even he couldn't call Lin Yun out. Thus, he tactfully left the room and went to the kitchen. Looking at the things in the fridge, although there weren't any good ingredients, for Lin Rei, it was more than enough to make an ordinary meal. Soon, Lin Rei started to get busy. In a short while, a plate of egg-fried rice was done. Moreover, Lin Rei estimated that Yao should have woken up by now. Thus, he took 2 bowls and filled them to the brim with rice and brought them to the room. Sure enough, Yao was sitting on the bed and chatting with Lin Rei. Moreover, the originally pale and weak Yao had recovered a lot. Her face had regained some color. All right, stop chatting. Hurry up and eat. Once you're done, I'll bring you out of here. As he said that, the bowls were already in front of the 2. Oh, okay. Obediently, the 2 of them took the rice obediently and then began to eat. Perhaps because they were hungry, the 2 of them quickly finished their food. Burp. Suddenly, a burp came out of Lin Yun's mouth. His face was full of satisfaction. This scene made Lin Rei feel very happy. All right, let's go. I'll bring you back home first, then we'll leave this place. As he said that, Lin Rei didn't wait for the 2's agreement. He directly grabbed their shoulders and teleported away. When they reappeared, the 3 of them were already at the entrance of the Lin family's villa in Tianwan Garden. As for Yao and Lin Yun, they only felt their bodies become lighter. The things in front of them had already changed. From the original home they were familiar with to a tall and luxurious villa. This change was too shocking for the 2 of them. Of course, Yao had seen flying in the air before. After seeing this scene again, she wasn't as shocked as before. Jia. The door was pushed open by Lin Rei, then he pulled the 2 of them into the courtyard. Stand here and look around. But be careful, there are people patrolling all around. Don't be scared by them. Oh, got it. When the 2 of them heard Lin Rei's words, although they were puzzled, they weren't in their own home, so they reluctantly agreed. Okay. After Yao agreed, Lin Rei quickly walked into the villa. At this moment, Lin Rei was most worried about his wife. He said that he was going out to do something, but he didn't expect to come back with a child and a woman. At this moment, Jean Ling and Jean En, who had gone out to buy things, had already returned to the villa. At this moment, Jean Ling was sitting on the sofa, watching a Korean drama. When Lin Rei walked in, after seeing his date, he mustered up his courage and came in front of Jean Ling. However, the moment he came in front of Jean Ling, he was instantly terrified. Cough cough. That, Ling, I have something to tell you, but it might make you angry. You have to promise me that after I'm done, you won't be angry, okay? This. At this moment, Jean Ling, who was watching a Korean drama, heard her husband's words. After a moment of silence, she replied in an indifferent tone, okay, say it. I can handle it. Looking at Jean Ling's facial expression, Lin Rei couldn't see any emotions, but he had no choice. He would always tell her what needed to be told. In the end, Lin Rei closed his eyes and told her everything about Yao and Lin Yun. For a long time, Jean Ling, who had been sitting on the sofa, heard about Yao's matter. Her expression changed from indifference to anger to surprise, and finally calmed down. Ling, this is what happened. I just found out about this matter. Besides, I didn't expect that a coincidence back then would actually cause me to lose a child. Lin Rei, who had been observing his wife's expression, saw Lin Rei's constantly changing expression, and his heart fell to the bottom. Hee, you're really something, Lin Rei. I didn't expect you to have a son outside. I really have a whole new level of respect for you. Looking at her husband's appearance, Jean Ling teased him with a smile. However, in Lin Rei's view, these were all omens of bad things. It was the beginning. Heir. I was wrong, Ling. Although Lin Ray was a frightening cultivator outside, at home, he was a henpecked husband who was afraid of his wife, especially Jean Ling's expression at this moment. Alas. Alright, I won't tease you anymore. Tell me, what's the point of me saying so much? You already have a child. What else can I say? I can't just throw your son out and let him perish on his own. With a helpless expression, Jean Ling stood up and walked outside. When Lin Ray saw this scene, he also followed her out. Speaking of which, Lin Ray asked Yao to walk around, but they stood there obediently and didn't go anywhere. Other than using their eyes to scan the surroundings, there was nothing else. At this moment, as soon as Jean Ling went out, she saw the two of them obediently standing in the courtyard. Her face instantly turned into a smile as she came in front of Yao and said gently to her. Sister Yao, Lin Ray has already told me about your matter. I don't have any face. As long as you're willing, it's fine. As for Yun, I will treat him as my own son in the future. This sudden sentence shocked Yao and Lin Ray, who was following closely behind Jean Ling. Especially Yao She knew that Lin Ray had a wife before. Originally, she thought that when she saw Jean Ling again, she would find 300 rounds. However, she never expected that she would say such words. Hee, you don't have to be shocked. I've actually thought about this situation for a long time. After all, my husband is so outstanding. It's very normal for him to have 3 wives and 4 concubines. This is even more common in the cultivation world. So, you don't have to worry about it. In the future, we can call each other sisters. As she spoke, Jean Ling hurriedly squatted down and picked up Yun. She said with a smile, Yun, from now on, you will be the young master of this family. In the future, you can call me Aunt or Aunt Ling. As for what you want to call me, you can call me whatever you want. It was that simple. Lin Ray, who had thought that there would be a world war, saw the scene of a harmonious family at this moment. You're tuning into the Romantic Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.